Chapters 993 to 998. I got this guy. You go on ahead.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Podcastaways. Oh, we were stranded, but we got back to our ship after a while. It's me and Hypocrite Gibbo Man.
Hey, I for some reason in the back of my head I was thinking, we should get back to making the podcast. It's been like a couple of weeks.
Indeed.
We've missed 6 chapters. This is 6 in 1.
Indeed it is.
So,
and I think
Gomen
you will...
Osai, big Gomen for that one.
I apologize to no one, but I will say that when you see how much amazing plot development happens between the start of this and the end, you will be astounded at the amazing changes that happen along these episodes. So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, I think we can jump around a little bit here, because a lot of these are quite old chapters now, and they're old news, but, as you say, it is a lot of just action, and, like, there's only a few, discussion points here and there, so thankfully this will not be a, 14-hour-long podcast.
Indeed. We'll generally split it up, so use the time codes below if there's a particular chapter you want to hear about. And if you want to hear about the newest one, just go ahead and skip to that. So here we go. Chapter 993, Wano Country's Dream. Okay, cover arc, Gang Beige, Oh My Family, Volume 37, Gotti and Lola Get Married. Cool. Excellent. So I guess this kind of is important. It's like, hey, remember how Lola was all obsessed with marriage and Thriller Bark and stuff? I remember that. Yeah, she got married to a guy. She did it. She that's the end of her character arc. Gotti, I don't even know if he's even said anything in the main thing. He helped her. I mean, he's just a henchman to Capone. He's not a bad guy. He's not very interesting, but that's okay. Got a big gun arm. He'll be a great father with that big gun arm, I'm sure.
Yeah, so cool. The end. Please no more. I think this is the last one.
I think it. I don't remember anymore, but we'll see when we get to the next chapter. Is this what we were building to, Oda? Okay, you know what? I to be fair, like I said, I am a little bit happy. Like there was a greater purpose to this. Let's say this was the last chapter. Oh, Lola. Lola was a character we remember. She was obsessed with marriage. She gets married. Okay, at least that's something. Did it justify the number of chapters? I mean, that's a question for the philosophers, I guess. So let us know.
Yeah.
All right, chapter time.
All right, so we cut from the noise at Onigashima back to the Flower Capital briefly to see what the Fire Festival is like, and there's a whole bunch of people doing funny things with flames and balloons and...
Fun cultural items and ceremonies. How excellent.
It's the sort of thing that, you know, if this was a normal, anime, like all animes, they have the episode where they all dress up in kimonos and they go to the Japan place. Indeed. Where they be Japanese for a day.
But they do that every day already.
Yeah.
Thus, their ceremonies have no value. Every day is as tedious as the next. No. They love today. It's made explicitly clear that this is the one day they get to drink alcohol and be happy. And oh, we dream of those Kozukis coming back. Haha, wouldn't it be epic if they were fighting right now to restore the fucking Kozuki clan to the rulership? Oh, we can only dream.
Yeah.
But have fun, guys. I bet this will be animated very prettily in the
end. It's like pretty like nothing the first time you read it, and it still is nothing, but it is funny to think that soon they will probably all be crushed by Onigashima when it falls on them.
Yes, true. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that. That's pretty fun. And wham, back in the middle of things on Onigashima. Remember that bullet that Queen shot that made everybody freeze and turn to a zombie or something? That's happening.
Yes, Ice Demon.
So it continues.
Plague is ravaging all the people, and he's like
the Ice Demon.
The Ice Demon bullet. You know. Oh, here's the most important part of the chapter. What's his name? Briscola. We're skipping past that. It was Luffy and Sanji now. They're fighting off against headliners on their way up to the top of the castle.
Right.
Briscola, we're the first of many incredible designs
Indeed.
Of headliners that immediately get killed because they are terrible, terrifying.
Because they're gag characters that exist for one panel to be funny. Well, he makes it for a full 2 panels and gets a comment that, ooh, that was pretty strong, before being immediately dispatched. In this case by Jinbei. Well done, Jinbei. But he is a gorilla man. One Fist is a gorilla. No other parts of him are a gorilla. Pretty cool. I laughed. I cried. I had the full range of human experience looking at Briscoe, the majesty of this man.
All right, so the next important thing that happens is fucking King. That's his name. It's been so long,
Yeah, right.
I forgot his name. King is saying to the Flying Six, "Look, Momonosuke is the reason these guys are fighting. I've figured it out. I've
Very
crunched
wise,
the numbers. Kill Momonosuke." So now the Flying Six have a specific goal, and we cut over to Shinobu, who has Momonosuke and Yamato, and we get a confrontation. Shinobu takes a lot of arrows in the back.
Yep.
She's fucked up. It's all so very tense. I can't believe what's happening right now. I'm on the edge of my seat.
And here's Sasaki with the armored core that seems to be doing this. There's a funny crab lady who's cool. There seems to be a hedgehog man. I don't know, some sort of beetle boy in the bottom. There's all kinds of guys. But Sasaki is here riding a big rhino and saying, "I'm going to stop you guys. We've been given orders to kill Momonosuke." And fair enough. It's true. I mean, if they kill Momonosuke, I mean, it would be funny. If Momonosuke dies, obviously, there are no Kozukis left. So, like, would they just give up and just let Orochi run? Or would they look for, like, maybe there's a distant cousin of a Kozuki who could be, he can be our lord, whatever.
Well,
Maybe.
I mean, what's his sister's name? I guess she would be
Oh,
next.
Hiyori. Yeah, she's alive. That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it.
She's still on Wano, isn't she? So, like...
Last we saw her, she was on Wano, yeah. But I think she might be... wait, no, somebody was dispatched, if I remember back in the annals of history of my brain. I believe a character went to go kidnap Hiyori, and that was, like, implied that she was going to go be captured. That might have been as far back as when, like, when they were first heading to Onigashima, and Orochi just said, like, we know where Hiyori is. Like, we have learned her location. Send some soldiers to go get her.
Yeah.
I think that happened, so I expect her to show up at some point. But
I'm sure. When Onigashima flies over to the flower capital, I think.
Oh right.
If there's something's gonna happen there with her, it'll be then.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And what's this?
Core.
Kaido's literally dead. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's over, guys.
He's having a little snooze. Last we did a podcast. He was getting sliced by the samurai, and it was very epic.
He's getting hurt. Mm-hmm.
And he's bleeding a little bit, but it's not enough. He's still able to move around. He's still he's going, nice try, that sort of thing. But you're not as based as me actually, and not as Odin. You think you're good as Odin, you're not. And then he does a cool dragon pose and screams at them.
His incel rage becomes fully weaponized as he shoots cutting blades via a very loud yell at everybody. So I guess that's a new cool technique.
He sneezes so hard that Kiku's arm gets ripped off.
And her sword gets cut, it looks like, which is not good for a samurai. So just looks like we got a whole fucking arm cut off. Will they pull some anime logic? Spoiler, no. It doesn't seem to. Maybe they'll heal it later. Who knows? Anime has all kinds of fun things that happen. Was I going to comment on this? Yeah. So in this whole thing of Orochi going like, you can't even make my old wound open up, and your cuts are too shallow. I'm getting a little bit of like Black Knight vibes from Monty Python, of like his legs cut off, and he's like, merely a flesh wound. Come back to me when you're serious about killing me, bro. As he's bleeding says, from multiple wounds.
You can see his big wound is bleeding a lot, so it's like, what does he mean by that? Is there like another layer of blood?
He says, you won't even open up my old wound. He is currently bleeding from that wound. So, okay. He's saying
that's
it's too shallow.
That's just a surface wound. There's just my surface blood. I guess it's just
a surface wound.
You haven't got to my deep blood, my inner blood.
I know we've talked about this before. Yeah, my deepest level blood. So we talked about this before, but like, a lot of hype is made about like, quote unquote, literally invincible people, like Big Mom was purported to be, and Kaido. and like Big Mom had like a specific weakness that has really never been addressed as to why like Kaido is vulnerable, other than Odin was just the strongest, bestest boy. Even though, hey, since it's been a while, let's just recap. Even though Kaido fought people definitely stronger than Odin, namely like Whitebeard and Big Mom and other people, and yet only Odin gets the distinction of like being the person who's wounded Kaido. Was this a coincidence? I am a little confused about that, but
you know,
the point is clear.
It could be. Here's a hypothesis. It could be that Kaido is a big weeb and he just likes samurai more, and like he's sort of fanboys around them, and he gets hurt.
So they're super
easily.
effective or something.
Huh?
Maybe he lets down his guard when samurai are around.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, cool samurai. Or it might be something to do with his race and Wano.
Yeah.
Like if he's like a demon guy, and then Onigashima is like a giant. Like we need to know a lot more about him and all that racial stuff.
If that's true, it needs to be clarified that samurai are especially effective against demon men or whatever. Which, like, if they do that, that's fine. But you know,
it's like
I'm waiting for that information.
It's like a I don't know, a million of years ago when samurai first invented killing things. There were a race of people called the Oni, the demon guys.
Right.
Or something, you know, and then. Odin is like descended from them, and you know whatever.
I
Inherited will, maybe. That's the only thing I can think if there's like a specific thing. I think it's mostly at the moment just supposed to be like Odin is so cool, guys.
Yeah, and that's fine. Whatever. You know, this is why people think that Odin is treated like a weirdly Mary Sue-esque character who everyone loves all the time. Only he was able to wound the invincible Orochi, even though we know there are stronger people out there. Okay, like just clarify, and it'll make sense. But then I don't know. Okay, whatever. We understand the point. Our samurai boys are strong. They are like Odin a little bit, so they're doing something. Are they just going to get killed? So far, it's looking that way. They apparently have done not much to Kaido. And by the way, I'll just say, there is a shot in like a couple chapters up where like a character... Look, I can see with my fucking eyes. Like, I have fucking eyes. I can look at the page, and I saw that one of the samurai has their blade plunged like several feet into fucking Kaido's body. I can see that it's happening, and it's as he is in human form, or, you know, whatever, small boy form. Like, that looks serious. That looks like a serious blow.
I think
surely he can't throw that one off as merely a flesh wound, right?
I think that's definitely, like, in real life, you would be, like, knocked unconscious from pain, and maybe instantly die, or like die very quickly.
Real life aside, I'm happy to operate on like shonen manga logic, but a full blade being impaled into you, all I'm saying is it usually has some narrative weight to it when a character is fully impaled, you know, even if it's just for the sake of making him seem weaker.
It's into his gut, so like...
There's a lot of organs in there. That's an important place to not get poked with a big old sword.
I know it's important, but like it's not like an instant KO sort of thing. If it was through his heart, then it would be like, oh, I'm gonna die now. But you can survive from a wound in the gut. People who get shot through the gut before.
Whitebeard got stabbed many times during the war. I remember that, and he kept fighting for a while. So okay, that's fine. And Whitebeard didn't even really seem to get that slowed down by them during the war. So okay, that level of logic. Fine. But you can't say that cut was far too shallow. Only Odin was able... Like, it's fully in there, bro. But okay. We'll get there when we get there, and we can address this again. All right, so let's just move right along to chapter 994, also known as Yamato. Oh, okay. Oh, my God, wait, here we go. We've got a final fin, a big fin page of the Capone series.
So yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my family, final chapter, swaying to the sounds of gunfire. A happy ship sails onwards. So it's like, oh, they're having a honeymoon with the sound of marine gunfire in the distance, or like shooting at them. It's like, haha, pirate's life for me. Cool, nice.
Gabe, can we put this down as the worst cover arc in the entirety of One Piece? I think it qualifies. Like the Jinbei one was kind of boring, but at least a poneglyph was found.
That's
and
true.
so that's at least like neutral and like kind of interesting, even though no like interesting character stuff happened. You know?
I mean, that wasn't just a poneglyph was found. It was like the big Wadatsumi and Jinbei became friends, and then he turned up with the Fisherman Pirates in Whole Cake. So it was like
right. So those were that was
like a character
that was more
became
than zero.
This is like, I mean, it obviously sets up, I guess, BG
Let's
and
analyze.
Lola being together, but like that's not
Let's
particularly
do a full
interesting.
analysis real quick. What happened in this arc? They were searching for Lola. That was the quest, to go find Lola. They found her. They found their
Pussy,
dad.
who
Poundy
was-
Pussy showed up, and in a retarded, agonizing, narrative-breaking, annoying, terrible, awful writing way, he was alive and miraculously made it there. It doesn't make any sense. How far away is fucking, Dressrosa from Whole Cake? And he just floated there randomly on a fucking... Okay, whatever. Maybe there was a plan there, whatever. And then Lola gets married to one of Capone's boys, Gotti or whatever. That's what happened. So most of that was neutral or negative. And then some of it was like kind of funny. A little bit. I'm glad that Pound met his daughters. That's good for him. Did he stay with... Is he with them right now, or did they get separated
he's with them.
again?
He was on the last thing, so it was like celebrating the marriage, so they're all together.
Oh, okay, good. Well, great. See, the problem with this arc is, what this arc did is it put a capstone on a bunch of plot threads that were already quite uninteresting and quite unnecessary. Yes. So the thing is, a story that's just a little bit of flavor, you do in like 5 chapters. You don't do it over 37, going like, this must have been a full year of like One Piece, was this cover arc. At least,
pretty close,
at a minimum.
Pretty close. Yeah, with the
with all the cover arcs and taking off weeks and stuff, it must have been over a year.
And the color spreads occasionally removing them.
Right.
Yeah. Stupid.
Oda, please. I don't even dislike it. I would have just preferred random thing, just literally make the story shorter and just have more fun like covers of just like Luffy and animals, Nami and a cat, Sanji and a duck, whatever. Just have fun. Don't waste my time with this stupid shit. Okay, that's it. We can finally move past that arc. Maybe the next one will be better. We'll find out. I guess the Shanks flag didn't show up. We didn't get that thing we were waiting for of like, oh, this was the point of all of this.
Yeah, I was sort of in the back of my mind thinking, what if like this is gonna link into some information about the Revolutionary War, all that stuff that was happening.
That would have been fun.
But no.
Nope.
They go near the red line, don't they, at some point, and then turn around.
Oh, do they? I think they
right at the beginning.
Did...
They're looking for Lola, and it's like, oh shit, there's stuff going. We've got to turn around and go Dressrosa instead. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. So that was an opportunity. Well, that was a while ago. They did that particular part of the story. Okay, whatever. It's past us. I'll leave you scholars out there to analyze the historical impact of the Lola family arc. Have fun with that. As for us, we got to cut back to seeing fucking Kiku dealing with the fact that her fucking arm just got chopped off. And that's a bit of a cringe moment right there.
Yeah.
And so everybody's freaking out and running.
Arm falls, and Orochi... I keep calling him Orochi because he looks like Orochi from, myth and legend.
Yeah.
The fucking...
But Kaido.
Kaido is thrashing around, and it's...
Big oof.
Kinemon uses his flame to, cauterize Kiku's wound, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. And Izo ties it, so, the siblings, so that's nice. And Kiku is being a badass. He's going to keep fighting. Got a big smile. It's a badass moment for Kiku. Keep it up. And then Kaido himself is like, that's pretty fucking badass. You guys are pretty fucking cool. Good job. Let's keep fighting.
Based, he says.
Direct quote. What does he say? I'm fond of the samurai just like Roger and Whitebeard. You all do it right. So this is high praise. This is high praise from Kaido for these samurai. So they're, man, after, this is just another moment to reflect. After all the years of waiting since Punk Hazard and learning about the samurai and, Wano in general and how they need to retake their country that's been fucked up and whatever. Seeing them here doing stuff all together in a crew, it's pretty satisfying. And they're being pretty badass. Kiku getting her arm cut off adds stakes and narrative weight to what's going on. So I like it. And I hope they can cure her later.
She probably won't be cured, but it'll be like Zoro. She'll learn how to use one arm for sword use. Maybe.
Yeah.
Shanks had
I
one
mean,
arm.
they got some doctors around. They got the arm. Maybe they could. I mean, they did cauterize it, so I don't know. I just for Kiku's own sake, it would be nice if she's able to get her arm back. So I hope that happens.
Yeah. All right, then Kaido turns back into his human quote-unquote form.
Right.
And he's gonna start fighting with his club again. And we cut away before that happens. Then we've got Luffy, Jinbei, and Sanji. Sanji, humorously enough, is not mentioned as one of the dangerous guys, and he starts getting mad about it. It's kind of meta. It's like, I'm cool too. I'm one of the big three. It's like, huh? What? Huh? Isn't it
later
Luffy,
on,
Luffy, Jinbei, and Zoro? Huh? Who's Sanji? And he's like, fuck you. I'm cool.
That's true. Although he does get some props later. People do say that, like, oh, okay, he's black. Like, he's kind of a big deal. This guy's pretty big bounty there. So he'll get his comeuppance one day. Okay, here we are. Here's what we've been waiting for. More smiles. More literal joke characters. All right, here we go. We've got 4 Tricks the chicken smile, whose face is the chicken's butt. And we've got Hamlet the giraffe smile, whose human body is the head of a giraffe. Incredible. Now, little known fact about Hamlet. Hamlet is played by one famous action movie star, Action Giraffe, having actually eaten a human smile devil fruit, as a matter of fact. So that's the story behind the story here in One Piece. But,
I'm glad to see him getting work.
Finally
during
finally.
COVID, of all
I
times.
know. It's good.
Very
Luckily,
lucky.
it's an essential what it called, a resource essential operation they have to do to produce One Piece. I mean, Japan's like 99.9% of Japan's economy hinges on One Piece chapters coming out. So, luckily, they were able to squeeze him in. Unfortunately, he gets destroyed instantly as the joke that he is in real life and in the role. But we do get one moment of laughter as we look at these fucking freaks.
God, I'm just looking at the chicken butt guy. What if the chicken needs to lay an egg?
It makes you wonder which side eats and which side poops. You know, is there an asshole directly below his head, like the neck area?
Oh, God.
Or is his mouth the asshole?
No.
You know?
No, it's enough of that. Just never think of that ever again.
Okay, all right. It's really a cat dog type situation. With 4 Tricks.
Yuck, gross.
Indeed. I like to think that there's a cloaca somewhere in between. But moving on, they beat him, so they can keep doing more stuff.
All right, so Queen we're back with all of the ice demons.
Yep.
And they're fending him off. It's like, oh no, it sucks, doesn't it? And everyone's being like, oh, it sucks.
It does suck. You know, it really does.
You know?
You're right, Queen.
It sucks,
yes,
but it
Queen.
do be quirky, though.
It do be ice cool, though.
I'm just like skimming over all of these like things. There's this part where one of the what do you call them? Rough and tumble boys of the night. I can't think of what they're called.
Yakuza?
Yakuza.
Yeah. AKA the rough and tumble boys of the night, right?
Who's thinking of killing himself to protect his friends. It's very based.
Which is noble, yeah.
Hyogoro says, no, don't do that, you idiot. I'll kill you.
If I need to, I'll kill you when the time comes. So not just this second, Chief. Hang on there.
Then Queen gets his megaphone, explains the rules of the game. If you're infected, you will die within an hour, and the ice demons, of course, are insane, and they can't think. They're fighting friend and foe. It's terrible. And then, to make matters even more like crazy, because he's a big trickster, that Queen.
He's a big memer.
He throws Apu, very good throw and a very good catch, because they're very far away right now. A vial of cure. It's the
antibodies for the virus. Yeah.
And he says to everyone, kill Apu. He has the antibody, but there's only enough for one person, Lamau. Also, Apu, if you give that up, I will kill you.
I guess Queen's doing this. I mean, when you're a traitorous asshole like Apu, nobody treats you with respect. And even though Queen and Apu seem to get along pretty well, I think Queen does look down on Apu pretty seriously as just like a fucking asshole, traitorous motherfucker. So this would be a funny way to watch him die, or maybe not die. Then he proves his worth. So go do that, Apu.
Yeah. It's also a very good strategic thing to, like, get people to, I don't know, kill each other.
Well, because right before that, Chopper says, like, dude, you know that Queen has an antibody, or he says that at some point, like, we gotta go get him. He's got the antibody. Let's go attack him. But then Queen, like, maybe being a smart boy, is just like, oh, I don't want anyone to attack me. I'll give it to Apu. Use his self-preservation instinct to, you know, make people focus elsewhere and not, you know, physically attack me. It's still a little unclear how strong Queen would be in, like, a one-on-one fight. I hope we get some of that. But right now he's just being a devilish demon man.
Yeah. So that pandemonium begins. Then we cut over to Yamato, who has come to defend Shinobu, who is dead. She's not deceased right now.
Yep.
She'll be fine. And there's Sasaki with his armored core. And
Armored Core, made by From Software?
Yes.
Has a copy? Excellent. He's a big fan. He's the one on the threads every time there's a new announcement about Dark Souls 3. I don't care about Elden Ring. Please bring back Armored Core.
Is that how you're supposed to say it? You're supposed to say core or corpse?
I believe. Well, in this case, I think Armored Core is spelled C-O-R-E. Shit, let me check real quick.
No, it was C-O-R-P-S, but I wasn't sure how to say it.
In this case, wait, no, okay, yeah, okay. The video game is called Armored Core, C-O-R-E. But in this manga that we're talking about for some reason, let's talk about From Software and Armored Core. I believe C-O-R-P-S is pronounced core, as I understand it. Mm-hmm.
Glad we got that straightened out. So. Yamato says to Shinobu, I was there when Kozuki Ogun was killed, and I remember him, and he was based, and he was cool.
We see her with a little mask and a little flashback shot right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
She was moved to tears, and she just gets blown up by like 100 bazookas at once, and just continues what she was saying like nothing happened, which is very cool.
Yeah, she's proven that she's a real toughie. She's a real toughie. And I like this. We're basically getting just confirmation right now. Oh, and of course, Shinobu had like a speech when Odin died as well. So Yamato remembers both, both Odin and Yamato, or fucking Odin and Shinobu, who was there and had like a dramatic moment of her own. So, there actually is a little connection between these characters here. So that's nice. That's nice. And we're just getting an explanation to what we basically already knew. As to like, okay, Yamato was right there when this happened. So it's, of course, understandable that Odin's desire to boil and light a flame that would, one day free Wano from these oppressors, it's carried on in this inherited will in Yamato. So isn't that nice?
Yeah. And also simple just sort of getting Momo and Shinobu up to speed on the fact that she's not a crazy person trying to kill them.
Yeah. Indeed. Being chased by someone calling themselves your dead dad, That's to Mondays, am I right?
Yeah, so that's the end of that chapter. So now, onto chapter 995, Akuno Ichi's Oath. And cover art is finally, it's just something. It's just something. It's a big old owl.
Interestingly, it is those two mice, or squirrels rather, those are the zombie forms of the Risky Brothers, which were Lola's crew in the Rolling Pirates in their zombie form. Is this are you trying to fuck with me, Oda? Are you trying to make like a joke, like the Lola arc is still going even though we've moved past it? Why the fuck would you do that, Oda? But okay, never mind. Luffy tries to study, but he quickly gets bored. Probably going off of drawing the fucking Lola crew for so long, he was just trying to think of what can I put in here as like a distraction for Luffy. The Risky Brothers zombie form squirrel lads. Let's use them. That's the deep lore for you folks.
I really like that owl though. He's got the big eyes. And he's pissed.
He looks like he knows exactly how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop.
He does.
And I would love to learn. Please teach me, sir. Luffy could have known if only he wasn't fucking around. Well, there you go. All right, so back. More things are happening. What's happening, Gib?
We got Marco and Big Mom who are clashing a little bit.
They sure are.
We get a little bit of interesting, like, fire stuff. Not that I really know what it means, but it's just like Marco is saying, my fire is better than regular fire because it hurts Prometheus.
It has been established previously. Okay, so this chapter goes into this, but if you people read your, I don't know if it was an SBS's, but if you read your One Piece carefully, you'd know that Marco the Phoenix is a very special devil fruit user. And his fruit, which is an ancient Zoan, a mythical Zoan Phoenix devil fruit, has 3 distinct properties that make it unique. It is obviously Zoan-esque in that he can turn into a bird, a pretty cool bird known as the Phoenix. So it's Zoan-like in that sense. It is Logia-like, or rather, actually, it is Paramecia-like in that it has a unique ability to generate the substance of, like, the Phoenix flames that are discussed in this chapter that have unique abilities that are warm but not hot like normal fire, like Ace's fire would be or whatever, and have the specific ability to heal wounds. Like, if you get hurt, it can physically heal you. That's why he's a good, effective doctor. And then it has a third effect, which is Logia-esque, which is kind of the practical consequence of having that Paramecia type fruit power with, like, the specific Phoenix flame thing, which is he is able to kind of bypass attacks in the way a Logia can by, like, utilizing his flame as a wound that he takes gets, like, instantly healed. But it's not quite Logia-esque in that it's not infinite, and he'll run out of stamina. All this was covered, I think, in, like, an SBS or in, like, some chapter discussion at some point in the past. But clearly here, he is using it in, like, a... now, help me out, Gib. Who's saying, why does it hurt? I think Big Mom is saying that, right? Because his flames are doing, like, a special thing.
Prometheus is screaming, and Big Mom's like, Prometheus? I think it might be Prometheus saying it.
Okay, that must be it. Because I was going to say that I don't understand, because it's only been said that Marco's flames have healing properties. It's never been said that they're, like, attack-y at all. But if Prometheus, who is a fire creature, is, like, interacting with Marco's fire, I could see how that might, like, fuck with it. Because this is not normal, like, healthy fire for Prometheus, probably. So that's probably what's going on in this panel.
It's blue fire, so it's red versus blue.
Oh, I love Halo.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
So, yeah.
But Marco gets cucked instantly anyway by Big Mom.
She just grabs him by the throat.
Bro, don't let... Big Mom has grabbed your throat. Like, how are you going to live from that one, bro? This was a big goof. He should not have let himself get grabbed. He was literally bragging about how cool his fire is too much and gave her a chance to grab him. That was very stupid, Marco. You should know better. It's like Whitebeard's second in command.
Yeah, I think
very embarrassing.
It's a little embarrassing. I guess it is Big Mom, so it's like whatever. It's not like
I
Marco
suppose.
was being an
She
idiot,
can do anything.
complete idiot. Anyway,
it's Big Mom. She's so fucking strong and scary. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, Prospero's gonna shoot him, so watch out.
Prospero's got his candy bow, and he's gonna shoot. And he says something
Here's a question,
about
though.
how he wanted to kill Marco in different occasions in the past, but there's no
right.
I don't know what those would be. I guess they're just like rival pirates, so they've clashed before.
Yeah, for sure. Yonko crews, I'm sure they interact. He's got a cool candy arrow though. That looks nice. That looks very nice. Although it does make me wonder why the fuck does Big Mom, while holding the neck of Marco, need fucking Prospero to shoot him with an arrow from way over there? Just squeeze your hand, Big Mom, and he will die, and his head will pop off, and he will be deceased. I don't know what exactly she's thinking of this, but luckily, it sets us up for an amazing dramatic move of Wanda and
Bunny.
Carrot,
Bunny
right.
from Five Nights at Freddy's. And,
Bugs Bunny shows up.
And
Freddy Fazbear
Poochie from
here.
The Simpsons come in their Sulon
Yes.
form, and they slice and dice Prospero right across the face.
Right across the fucking face. It's sure as lucky these cuts were pretty shallow. Like, we're talking like, I don't know, a quarter of an inch at most, because otherwise it would have chopped his fucking head off. Okay.
And they didn't
fine.
get his deep blood. They just got the candy
They
blood.
just
on
got
the
yeah,
top.
we've covered this. Yeah, there's two kinds of blood. This is just the light blood, the top blood. So anyway, whatever. The point is, Prospero is the one who put Pedro in a situation where he blew himself up, and that's why Prospero lost his arm. So these two are here to get, like, revenge for the Minx against Prospero, that bad, bad man.
Yes.
So
this is the one thing Carrot has to do, and
Right.
she's doing it. And even though the Minx up top. Actually, I think we saw the samurai Neko and Inu, like they still are in Sulong form. So I guess it hasn't ended for those guys up there yet.
Yeah, not yet.
But Carrot was not up there so she's got Sulong for a bit longer, I think.
Yeah, probably.
So they're gonna fight.
So, I mean, Carrot isn't bad, but I don't love Carrot, and Wanda, significantly less do I care about Wanda. So I don't really care about this fight, but I do like Prospero, and I would not mind seeing Prospero doing cool Candyman things. So that could be fun if we get like a fight with that.
We get a lot of what's going on here is like, you go on ahead, I'll deal with this guy.
Yeah.
And I think allowing Marco to be more involved is like it's fine. Carrot, you can do the little Prospero thing outside, do your little whatever. Who gives a shit about you, Carrot? You suck.
And obviously, true. And obviously, a lot of that's happening. People are pairing off for fights, at least a little bit. The thing is, though, we need to actually have good, meaningful fights, or else it'll be fine. But we all know shonen people. It's time. The time has come. So please give us meaningful, deep, literally devote one entire chapter to maybe even two chapters to Prospero versus these two, and give them like cool, unique attacks, make them take damage, have there be stakes. Have there be like emotional catharsis of Pedro or whatever. Like 1 chapter and a half is enough for like this thing. And that should be the case for every fight in this whole war, because that's what we've been waiting for so long.
Yeah, I'm thinking though.
Not that I care about this fight really particularly. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. I think though the way that everything is happening all at the same time, it'll be difficult to justify that as like a good flow for reading it. But
no, okay, but it's just that there's so much.
What you would need to do is like what I'm expecting is that there will be half a chapter dedicated to a fight and the other half dedicated to something else, and then a few chapters. So you could split a fight among a few chapters instead of having the entire chapter for one thing, because otherwise you'd have to like flip backwards a few moments in time back when this happened. Like if you do the whole fight once.
Well, look.
Then I don't know. It's like it's a logistical nightmare planning
you
out.
Say that.
How
you
to
say
say
that.
all
It's
this.
just that so many series, so many manga, including One Piece itself, has a storied history of handling these exact kinds of situations, like Alabasta. And the way you do it is very simple. There's a war going on in Alabasta. You split up your characters. You pair them off. Oh, I'll stay back and fight this guy. Okay, you follow the characters as they split up until you get to, Luffy against the big bad. Then you cut back to the first of those pairs that happened. Then, for 1 or 2 chapters, you just show that fight and you make it good, as anyone can do in shonen if you're, a good experienced writer. Like the Mr. 1 versus Zoro. Or even before that, Sanji versus Mr. 2. Any of that cool stuff. And then you just focus on that fight, and then you just cut and say, meanwhile, or while that was happening, and you just do that again. You just keep doing that, and you just make the fights good in whatever way you choose to.
All right.
It's been done in Alabasta, they did it in Dressrosa, and those pairing off fights, while they were characters we didn't really care about that much, they were at least better than the endless waste of time that was much of Dressrosa. And there was something cool, like Bert fighting against Explosion Man, or Bartolomeo, I mean. The whole barrier punch thing. Oh, everybody loved that stuff. When he did, Bari Bari no pistol. Oh, it was like a Luffy thing. That's so cool. He's like a fanboy, and we like that. Anyway, we don't need to do that.
Yeah,
I just feel I feel like I am taking crazy pills a little bit in people that really with Oda and the way that a lot of this has gone. We have been so blue-balled on cool 1v1 fights with the sole exception of Katakuri. And while Katakuri was great, it doesn't mean that we never need to have any of those ever again, or that it means the previous arcs were particularly good with their fights, because they weren't. We need more of just the classic stuff. So, hey, going forward, more chapters. You know what I'm going to say, people. You listen to the show. I'm just going to say, where's the 1v1s that we're waiting for? And don't give me any bullshit about how Oda, it's too crowded. He can't fit that in. That's literally why I read One Piece. Like, for cool, meaningful battles that mean something and good things happen as emotional stakes. So if you're just telling me Oda hasn't time to fit it in, you're telling me that Oda has fucked up One Piece and that it's become something not as good. So just don't, the point is he can do it. He can do it. Okay.
I gotcha.
I've said this many times.
I was kind of like I haven't read One Piece Alabasta for a long time. So I kind of forget how those went, and I think a lot of those I just watched the anime for.
Sure, that's fine.
So yeah, in the
of
forefront of my mind,
times.
I'm like, how's he gonna do it? But like the way you explained it was like, yeah, of course he could do that. That wouldn't be confusing at all. It would be fine.
I totally think so. So, what? I mean, we've talked about many times. Okay, Oda, here's what you do. Fine. You want to do Sanji versus Queen? Fine. You want to do Zoro versus King? Fine. Luffy and whoever else versus Kaido? Okay, cool. Just make them all good and just focus on them for a bit. Stop cutting around for at least a bit so we can get stakes. That's what made Katakuri so great. And the thing with the Katakuri fight was the Katakuri fight took up like the second half of maybe like the final like quarter of Whole Cake, which was, a fairly long, series of chapters and stuff. But it was fine to cut away from that because that fight was so long and so much was happening in that fight. But we got long chunks where we did focus, and those chunks were fantastic. So, I don't know, just learn from that, Oda. Get back with your roots. Do all that good stuff. Okay.
I do think leading up to chapter 1000, which is 2 chapters away.
2 chapters away, that's right.
Yep. That this is like near the end of this. I think the most recent chapter, there's like a bit of pairing off, like very clear. This has to be a battle that they fight now. They can't just say someone else take over and I'll run ahead. Like this is like they are pairing off for actual. So like I think this whole section is like moving pieces around so that we can get to those one-on-ones. It was what it looks like, at least.
Yeah, and I sure hope that's the case. Things are a little bit up in the air, but we'll talk to those as we get to them. And last point on this particular section we're on here about Marco and Big Mom and stuff, because Big Mom's about to rush off. So I'm just looking. There's a panel where Big Mom is clutching Marco's neck. The Zulongs show up. They hit Prospero. And all of a sudden, Marco is in a panel not being held by the neck by Big Mom. And Big Mom runs away. Why did she let him go and not just snap his fucking neck? Why did she do that? Anyone know?
I think based on what she said next, she's just like annoyed at this whole thing. And she's just flying away. Like, fuck this. God, fucking Sulog, fucking Carrot. I'm out of here. And she leaves him, Marco.
Fair enough. She really seemed like she had him dead to rights. Like it was done for Marco. If she just squeezed her hand a little bit more.
I'm not sure. Like when you squeeze a Logia, and you have because she's got a hacky grip that's like you can't turn into.
Grip. Yeah.
So like I don't know whether he would literally have just been exploded his brain or whether he would have been able to survive that.
Now, this is a little bit headcanon-y, but, like, okay, I'll give it to you that, like, Marco has an insanely powerful Devil Fruit. And, by the way, what makes Marco's Devil Fruit different from, like, just, like, a Logia power? Logias have the power to dodge attacks by using their Logia stuff, and then they, like, reform their body afterward. Marco can do that, but he also has the additional amazing power of, when hurt by a weapon, he can literally heal that wound, which nobody else can do. Except, I guess, Ma Cherie, the healing dwarf from Dressrosa. But his power is insanely good, so maybe snapping his neck, he could literally just heal his own snapped neck. So, okay, there was reason to not spend, like, an hour trying to kill Marco in various ways. She had bigger things to do. So, okay, fair enough.
It could also be that he could just hacky his neck and it would be really difficult to squeeze him.
Maybe he could turn into a bird and just swoosh right out there,
Swoosh right away. Out of it. Yeah, maybe.
It's certainly possible.
and Big Mom knows that, so she's like, oh, fuck, I don't care about this guy. I'm going to Kaido, going to my BF.
He's no pushover. Even though he has a pencil neck. Actually, his neck has gotten significantly less pencil neck since he first showed up, so he's been lifting. He's been doing his shrugs.
Everyone's been, like, neck increasing. I wonder what they've been eating.
I think that's just Oda's art style, is getting kind of the opposite of Araki, who does JoJo. Everyone gets more and more twink as time goes on. One Piece, everyone's getting thicker and thicker around the neck and shit. Oh, it's excellent. Okay, anyway, so Big Mom is rushing off to go do stuff. We're back. Everyone's chasing Apu. We've got Zoro doing some Nana Hyaku Niju Pound the Hole attacks at him. Maybe I said that wrong. I don't fucking care. And they're chasing Apu, and they want that thing. But they're not going to get it because Apu's running really fast, and he's blasting them with big boom explosions. Until Drake and Zoro show up, and they really want it really bad. Okay, basically nothing's happening here. They're just going back and forth chasing Apu, and it's fascinating. Oh, okay, here we go.
Here's one thing.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this is Queen is looking at the wanted posters.
Right.
And he's like, he noticed, so that's Zoro. And then Vinsmoke Judge, who would have thought that his son was part of this crew? So, it's an implication that, if not, like, directly knowing Vinsmoke Judge, he might, he definitely knows of him. I think this might be, like, a subtle hint that, they're both science guys. Queen makes poisons and mechanics, and Judge is, like, bioengineering his own children.
It's got, like, a clone army and shit, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm wondering, how would they be connected if they are? Would they have, like, learned science from, like, I don't know, Vegapunk's, like, tutoring or something stupid like that?
It's hard to imagine Queen was, like, directly involved with either the Marines. I mean, hey, maybe he was, like, working under Vegapunk back in the day. Like, every science person seems connected in One Piece, kind of, which is a bit of a trope, but I don't care.
They went to the same high school, and they studied science.
They might have gone to the same high school, They went to science school together, and Queen learned how to kill people really good from him. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to learn some backstory of Queen, that he happened to know, like, any of the judges or any of these guys. But even if he doesn't know them personally, or, like, from his own past or whatever, there is the potential connection that, like, we know that the Vinsmokes have been, like, trying to make alliances with powerful people just in general to take back North Blue, because they used to rule all the North Blue and stuff. And Sanji was supposed to get married to Pudding to form an alliance with the whole Cake people, with Big Mom's crew. Specifically, to give them the military might necessary to take back, like, the entirety of the North Blue, which seems like a very high level of task for what these two could do, because it's an entire fucking quarter of the Earth. But okay, I'm just going to assume that they would figure it out or whatever. Maybe in Judge's attempts to make alliances, like the paths of the Beast Pirates crossed path with the Vinsmokes.
I mean,
he made alliance with another Yonko crew, so it's not.
It wouldn't have
unlikely.
been that out of the ordinary or out of the blue, because we've got a Caesar Clown, another scientist boy who's like dealings with both of them. Who are these science people? There is techniques and gadgets and secret potions and weapons of mass destruction. Very big, very very interesting and good and useful for the Yonko.
Indeed. Especially Kaido, who is by far, like, the most, well, not to, sell Big Mom short, but he seems to be the most, like, genocidal or the most, like, overtly warlike and trying to get out there and just fuck places up to take them over. So, fair enough. Maybe we'll probably learn more in the future about Queen's backstory or something.
Does Blackbeard have a, like, science guy on his crew?
I don't remember any of them being distinctly a science. Oh, wait, there is Doc Q, who was a doctor, which is a little bit sciencey, So he had, like, exploding apples when they first met or whatever. So perhaps, maybe there's a Doc Q connection there. Other than that, I don't know.
Dude, all right, here's blind, completely no basis speculation for the future.
Right.
Write this one down. I'm going to say that it's going to be revealed that Vegapunk is now on Blackbeard's crew.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
It'll be like, oh my god, that guy who's so good at science is with Blackbeard. That's even worse for the heroes of the story.
Considering that Aokiji is, like, supposed to be, like, a Blackbeard ally, which, I mean, I suspect is some deep cover. He's not actually, down with Blackbeard's, take over the world thing. He's actually just trying to do good in his own way. Like, the fact that he's in there, I could see, even if Vinsmoke doesn't willingly join, I could certainly see Blackbeard, like, capturing, Vegapunk or doing something with that. Or maybe joining willingly. Maybe he really is just, well, we know that I keep saying Vinsmoke. We know that Vegapunk has a conscience because he was lecturing Caesar Clown about how like his science was like evil and hurting people. So it's hard to imagine, based on that setup, that he's gonna be like just like, yeah, I'll join Blackbeard because like I'm an anarcho-capitalist and I just want to do my science and kill everyone like in BioShock. Yeah, I love being a mad scientist, man.
Yeah.
He seems a little more, principled than that.
I've always had this sort of sneaking suspicion that Blackbeard might not end up being totally evil, and that the reason Aokiji is with him is because Blackbeard is trying to take down Eam or something strange like that, like trying to
that's possible.
The big freedom guy, and like Blackbeard is the #1 candidate for that currently, and so Vegapunk might throw his lot in with that
that'd be interesting
to do all of that sort of stuff, and then Luffy would be there, and it'll be like a freedom versus freedom sort of thing. So like they're not like true enemies in terms of like their ideals, but Blackbeard's a little more vicious.
It would come back down to that initial clash that was written out of One Piece in like version 3 of the, was it Morgiana versus the Peace Main Pirate? It's the difference of philosophy. Ooh, that would be the final battle. Which, I mean, that basically could be the final battle already. But there could be certainly more to it. All right, in any case, so we've got just this icy demon stuff fighting going on.
Yes.
They're looking for solutions.
We got Brook, who is no flesh at all. Completely immune to the plague, and that's pretty cool. Ice cold, in fact.
Classic gag of being slightly offended by the fact, regardless, I'm invincible. Great line. Oh, Brook, thank you for making One Piece good in these trying times.
And then Chopper is gonna die because he got I don't know. I guess someone touched him, and he got the
COVID, bro. He got the COVID. Social distance. These guys need to be social distancing.
They're not social distant. They're fighting right now. They're so close. Nobody's wearing a mask except Ulti. Ulti is the best and most sensible of all.
Oh, you're so right. She was ahead of her time. Yeah, she's wearing a mask, being very responsible as she headbutts people to death.
Yeah. So, and speaking of, here she is, fighting Usopp with his big plants and stuff, and page 1. And yeah, what follows is a pretty cool, like, little small Usopp versus, but then he gets headbutt, skull cannon by Ulti, and he clearly
says "not again" right beforehand.
So
this ain't his first rodeo with this headbutt.
His entire skull is gone. He's completely destroyed.
Oh man. I mean, speaking of Alabasta, this gives this is exactly what we were talking about before, like setting up matches and stuff, and I mean we'll get to it, but like this shot right here of Usopp's skull getting fractured is extremely similar to the shot during the famous Miss Merry Christmas, aka Miss Groundhog's Day, for people who watch the 4Kids dub, and Mr. 4 against Chopper and Usopp during Alabasta. Usopp similarly, and I think many times throughout One Piece, gets his bones just fucked. Because he's that guy who's weak and, is available to be destroyed.
He's such a weakling that getting his entire skull cracked, like, almost all the way through, knocks him out. Like, most characters that wouldn't happen with.
Pussy. Yeah. So we'll touch on this more, but Nami is also there, also looking fucked up. I would not be surprised if she had also, in fact, I think it is clarified, she has also taken at least some serious hits, possibly one of these headbutts as well. Even if not as bad as...
I'm not sure she's taken one of the headbutts. I think that may be the first time she did the full-on headbutt blow to Usopp.
Well, down below, she says, if you headbutt me again, I'll definitely die. So some form of headbutt seems to have been done. Maybe not as dramatic, but there can be degrees. But Nami here, seeing this happen to Usopp... Oh, well, okay, I was going to say that this is the thing. We, just like in Alabasta, we were focusing on other things... just like the Miss Merry Christmas Mr. 4 fight, we just cut back at one point to like one of these paired off fights, which was Chopper and Usopp versus those two. And I believe when we cut back, we're seeing Usopp like getting fucked by, I think, Mr. 4 or whoever it was. And that fight goes on for a while. But like, just like here, we cut back and Usopp is getting fucked. And it's like, oh my god, this isn't going well. Nami is also all kinds of fucked up. And in that case, they like, they do a come from behind, they rally, and they find a way to win, which was a great fight. Similarly, now we see Usopp and Nami are looking all fucked up. Will they turn things around? Let's read along and find out.
Yeah, I want to draw your attention briefly to that one panel of Luffy where Nami's about to say the words. There's a panda headliner whose human head is the butthole of the panda.
That's like the dick region. That seems to be his front.
The crutch. So, another cat-dog
Which side
situation.
pisses? Does he come out of his mouth?
God.
That's what I want to know.
Headliners are so fucked.
Pandas have a lot of time, or a lot of difficulty reproducing already, and this is just going to complicate matters even further. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Eating a smile, even in the best case scenario, eating a smile is just dancing with the devil.
It seems
you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, it's always at least funny.
That's true. That's true. All right. Anyway, so basically the setup here is we've got Ulti looming over Nami after having just like fucked Usopp completely, and Nami is very scared. And so Ulti is saying, bow to us right now. Say that your captain won't become Pirate King because he was saying he was before. He was talking a lot of good shit. I'm going to kill you unless you just say that your captain will never be Pirate King. Say it, woman. And Nami is like, oh, okay, I guess I'll say it. And she's working up the courage. And even in Usopp's little mind, as he's reeling from this damage, he's like, luckily he was wearing his forehead protector. But that thing got shattered. Imagine if he wasn't. He's just like, it's okay to lie, Nami. It's okay. Of course, Usopp's thing, it's okay to lie. We've come so far, just be tactful, or you could die. So just be smart and lie. But Nami can't do it. She can't do it.
Yeah,
she says
she
he'll
can't be
definitely
smart.
become
It's
Pirate
impossible.
King. Now, Nami is one of the coward trio with Chopper and Usopp, and she's been known to lie and cheat and steal to get her way out of things. But this is a very nice moment of Nami facing death in the face. Just will not give this, emotional victory to the
through
enemies.
tears and shaking. She still is like really brave and cool, and I like it.
I really like how scared she is. It really makes the threat of death feel sincere at this moment. And of course, because this is One Piece, because this is a shonen manga, right at that moment, she gets saved. Some people come along. It's fucking Okiku and her big fucking dog.
Otama.
And they save Nami from any negative consequences. Otama, yes, thank you. And they save her from consequences. This feels...
Well, you didn't want Nami to die, did
lame.
you?
Of course I didn't want her to die, but I would have liked her to, like, find a way out of the situation herself, or, like, something a little bit more than a character who should have been, like, really, really, really far away and not currently here, and doesn't even seem like a fighter, randomly shows up. Okay, so that's a little bit too bad. Oh, okay. But having gotten over that, the fact that Otama is here is very interesting because Otama, as we've discussed previously, has godlike animal control powers. And I was like, oh god, she's not here, but I thought she could be useful. That character did nothing. She's back, baby. She could fucking control, like, most of Kaido's fucking Smile Army with tactful use of her fucking, powers. So... is this going to matter? God, I hope so.
God, you know
even
what's
if it was
gonna,
a bit of a,
You know what would be great, but also, like, stupid, is if she gets all of those terrible, awful, no good smile designs, and then they come back, they get a return, but they're on the good guy's side this time.
Hey, that'd be great. I would love to see that. Because I felt like Oda, he gives them all, like, name panels and shows them off in a big, like, funny panel, like that chicken guy. And then they instantly get defeated. I just felt like, oh, that's a shame. Like, I would have liked these characters to do more. And also, they're just, I've talked about it before, like, the Beast Pirates don't really feel like much of a threat. At least, like, there's not many unique people with high threat levels. There's, like, Ulti, who's doing some scary stuff that I like.
There's King Queen, Kaido, and some of the
Jack
Flying
getting
Six.
cucked a lot. Yeah, some of them seem okay. But, we could use more. So anything to make them seem more substantial and not, like, literal jokes would be good. Because let's not forget, the point of those is to, like, be warlords that, like, take over the world with Kaido. So they should be not total jokes. But okay, no matter.
Yeah. So it's like setting up for a classic joke where it's like she comes with all of the dogs and the baboons and a bunch of people she's like turned to her side, including the shitty designs, and she's like, and then they're like, Luffy, we're here to fight for you now, and he's like, I don't want you. Go away.
Yeah. Or just one of those distasteful, like, ew, gross. Please don't. Please don't fight.
Please die.
I'd rather die than fight with you guys. Okay, well, in any case, let's see how this resolves. Because I have a bit more to say on the subject of this. Oh, okay, you know what? I'll just say it before we get to the next chapter. It's, I sure hope this doesn't totally interrupt the potential for a cool and dramatic fight between two characters I like on the enemy forces and two obviously important ones who have been on the crew for a long time. I hope that still happens, because it sure would be a shame if there are just no fights with stakes and we just cut around randomly. Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, moving on. Chapter 996, The Island of the Strongest. And we've got a cover page here of Blackbeard brushing his teeth with a fun hippo.
It's me.
How nice. Oh, problem with this. I've got a big problem with this. Oh, it is you. Of course it is. Hello, hippo man. I don't believe that Blackbeard has ever brushed his teeth in his life.
That's true.
Maybe he's doing it with grog, to be fair.
He dunked it in beer, like just to get the taste into his mouth.
I like that, like, our potential big bad is being presented here, like, in a humorous way on these. This is why I've always liked Blackbeard so much. He's, like, such a big fucking fat sack of shit, but he's very strong and intimidating and seems to know a lot of stuff. But his design is still silly. You know, it's the perfect balance. Intimidation with silliness.
It's got that like, early One Piece design charm, where he's just a big guy. He's very, like, piratey. He's got the pirate hat and the coat. And he's got, like, pistols stuck in his belt. And that's it. He's just a Blackbeard man.
He doesn't even need... What does he need those pistols for? Probably just to look scary, because, you know, having, like, black hole powers and earthquake powers, and that'll do. That'll do most of the time. But I guess a gun is very convenient at times. Okay, in any case, moving on, back to the chapter. So we are focused on the dome main floor bathhouse of the Beast Pirates. We've got... okay, we're right back where we were. Koma Inu and Otama, yes, are back, and they saved Usopp and Nami. Pei and Ulti are reeling from this shocking turn of events. So Usopp is alive, but seems pretty fucked up, and says, "No matter what happens, I'll be okay," as he's bleeding and dying. That's good. You've come a long way, Usopp. And Nami says, "Anyways, I'm glad I'm at least safe." I love it. I love the honesty, at least. They're just... yeah, go on if you want.
Well, in the next thing, somebody says, "Hey," and then they get bonked. And I'm like, who's bonking who? I hope Nami didn't bonk Usopp, because that might have just killed him. He's
Wait.
so...
I think, based on the logic there, like, Usopp or Otama would have bonked Nami. Because, I mean, the joke here is clearly, Nami says something overtly selfish. Someone bonks her as the joke. But who did that, and why? I don't really understand.
Well, the thing is, it's part of the same speech bubble, so it's like Usopp responding to Nami. He's like, "Anyways, I'm glad I'm safe at least," and Usopp says, "Hey," and then he gets bonked for speaking up against Nami. So
But Nami clearly said, "I'm safe," right? I mean,
Nami said, "I'm safe." I'm talking about the next one in the next panel.
Oh, okay.
Where Usopp says, "Hey," and then gets bonked.
My IQ isn't high enough to understand this complicated joke.
I'm just. It's just sort of like kind of cruel that after all that, Nami punches Usopp in the head to shut him up. In such pain he is.
Well, he's used to it, to be fair. So they're asking, okay, Otama, this sure was a shocking twist. Why are you here? And Otama says, "I had an enemy ship bring me." What? An enemy ship? And, I mean, you know, just as we just talked about, as we recall, Otama has a very unique, amazingly good ability to just make animals under her control with her devil fruit power of the mochi or whatever. So she probably just did that, you know?
The
dango, yeah,
dango.
Whatever it is.
The dango.
Yeah, I know they said the name at some point. I don't remember. And also that monkey who we saw previously, like when we first met Otama at the very beginning, he's here too. Kia ki, and he's swinging at Pei, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. Himimaru, right? That's his name. So they're just he's holding off these guys while they escape. And let me see. So they won't stand a chance by themselves, and Kiku or Otama, right? Sorry.
Yes.
Don't look down on us. We are Samurai 2. We are here to fight. Okay. Now, what I'm afraid is happening here is that we're just allowing Nami and Usopp to flee, and that we won't get more good fight. Because, like, we really didn't get any. We just got, like, a moment or two of, like, the dramatic stuff. I'm dying. I'm aching. it's been 10,000 years since we've had like an Usopp fight or a Nami fight. I would give anything to have a meaningful, deep, like classic manga shonen-y fight of Nami and Usopp teaming up, using their abilities together against this other like wacky duo of Pei Pei and Ulti. I'd give anything. So, but they're currently running away. So I hope that just doesn't happen, you know?
I think it still might happen, because like there's not really many other people that would be, well, I haven't really thought about it, who could fight off against Pei Pei and
I mean, anybody
and Ulti.
could do it, you know?
Anyone could do it, but like these two are like...
This is the perfect match. This is the perfect match.
It is a good match, but they are clearly outmatched currently, and I think with the addition of Otama and Baboon and others that they might get on their side, they'll probably figure out some way to like fight them as a trio.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, this is why like Usopp and Nami fights, though they've been fairly rare, have like almost always been great. Because they really are what I love about shonen fights when they're done well, which is like strategy and things that you can think about. Like, and consider the classic thing they do is that Usopp and Nami beat opponents who should be way out of their league. Originally, Usopp fighting Chu, the Kiss Man in Arlong Pirates. That was his first fight ever. He's just some kid with a slingshot. It was a miracle. He didn't get fucking murdered like in 2 seconds by Chu, but he did it with tenacity and a little bit of trickery. Or like fucking Nami versus Khalifa, a fucking CP9 agent against like a navigator with a stick who like luckily managed to beat. Nami's really had like one great fight. The fight against Miss Doublefinger or Miss New Year's Day, like back in Alabasta, was good, but it was really like let's just try out what the Gibbontake has, and hopefully one of these will save me, and it did. And so that was a fine fight. But against Khalifa, that was kind of one of the best fights in all of One Piece. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm slightly exaggerating, but it was just so refreshing to see Nami get like such a great fight. And it was set up in this way that, like, Sanji tried to fight her. He couldn't do it because he can't fight a woman. He just can't do it. So, like, they're like, okay, Nami's here. Nami will fight her because Sanji can't do it. And using strategery, using all kinds of trickery, and, like, her upgraded Gibbontake. You know, it was a little bit one of those fights where, like, again, like with her first use of the Gibbontake, it just, like, the powers that happen to be added to it are what she uses to survive. But there was a great deal of strategy in that fight. Anyway, long story short, these two have really, really great fights, and the underdog fight of them, and like Usopp and Chopper against Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Four, same kind of thing. They're not that strong, but they use the tools they have to fight, and I love that shit, and I miss it so much, and I want it so bad for these two. And Ulti and Pei Pei aren't like godlike powerhouses. They are goofy, they are very stupid. I totally believe that Nami and Usopp can come up with ways to beat them. Yeah. So I just want to see that so bad.
What I want to see is Nami, Usopp, and Otama have to deal with those two, and they have their fight, and it's like really cool and interesting. And then we cut away to other stuff is happening. Then the three of them arrive to help in some other like big fight with Otama and all of the fucking transfixed headliners and stuff. Whatever method they use to defeat Ulti and Pei Pei will be like the way that they smash back onto the scene. That's what I'm imagining in my head.
Well, you know, on that front, you know what I'm a little scared of, though it could be done well. What tool have Nami and Usopp just acquired that could be very useful in taking down these Zoan Devilfruit users? How about the person who has the ability to control animals, like 100%, make them your allies and friends?
Oh, dude.
If they just use the Dango and, like, I could imagine a great arc where even if physically we can't expect Nami and Usopp to beat them, if they just develop a strategy where Nami uses her literal illusion powers and Usopp snipes the Dango into their mouths in some really cool way, that could be a great little arc for those guys.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Sniping the Dango.
That would be great. And then Usopp, being smart, could be like, yeah, now that we've like finished our fight, we'll go keep shooting Dango into like all the beast pirates, and we'll just turn the tide completely. That could be really fucking sick. And now that Otama's here, I hope some shit like that happens.
I think we said, like, when we first learned about her devil fruit, we was like, oh, isn't Kaido a beast?
We sure did.
So if that finally pays off, this would be very cool.
Only thing about that is that we haven't seen a devil fruit user who's eaten a zone getting controlled, which is a little bit different from a Smile, who's like part animal, like actually. So maybe it's a little different. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be like they can't be in zone form because then they'll be obedient.
Then they'll be controlled or something. Yeah, I mean that would do something. I mean, it's a little dark to think that Kiku can just like mind control all these people like forever. But hey, I'm sure they can do it in a fun way.
It's more like they're an obedient dog, like dog mode on. Like, oh,
like
can I have a
the
treat?
Centaur girl.
I will fetch for you. Like it's just
Indeed.
It's like the cute version. Like they can't help but be obedient to the one who gives treats.
I think the fact that Otama showed up here, like, something has to be done. Don't do this to me again, Oda. You have to do something with Otama now that she's here. And frankly, I think it's extremely likely that something will be done, or else why the fuck would he add her in at this point?
Yeah.
It was all leading up to something, I think. I've been saying for a long time, like, oh god, this is the zone arc. Just please, Oda, please do something. The Rumble Balls, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. The fucking, I don't know, all this crazy shit they could have. The Awakened Zones, what does it mean? Please explain us more things. But the Otama control thing, that could be the hook. That could be pretty cool. Okay, anyway. So Yamato is out doing other things. She's smashing through these armored core by From Software division, and she's attacking, but she's also getting blasted. So she's having a bit of a tough time fighting these pretty strong lads. And while Shinobu is saying, listen, Yamato, just take Kozuki, Odin, and run. Let me die. But Yamato's like, no. If Odin were here, he would never do such a thing. So neither shall I. I will be a cool samurai individual.
Yeah.
Then that's it.
Then Sasaki is like, all right, I'm gonna fight you now. You're defeating all of my cool guys, all of my shield boys. He takes his sword out just about, and then we see interesting.
Something in that sword looks pretty unusual. It looks like it's like wrapped around. Is it like a sword whip or something? I don't know what's going on with that, but
is it,
we don't get to see.
Yeah, sword something or other. It's. I mean, I don't know if he even uses it, but he
doesn't. We haven't, not even up to 998. We haven't seen him use it. So hopefully at some point we'll get something with that.
But interestingly, we see Yamato's teeth go little sharp. She seems to be transforming, and Sasaki is like, "Oh, what?" Looking at that. So this, I think, might be like more like concrete proof than like the implications we've had before that Kaido is not fully human. If his daughter can turn teeth different, like that's not a normal thing to do.
It looks like it's more than just like a visual gag to show that she's like getting serious.
Oh, absolutely.
It sure
not.
looks like
it's definitely like a strange thing you're supposed to pay attention to and be like, huh, what's that?
It's Sasaki's reaction to yeah, for sure. So unfortunately, here comes Cockblock Frankie running in with Hachi tailing him behind him to interrupt the good times. We were about to have an actual cool See, man, Oda knows we just want meaningful, cool one-on-one fights with stakes and cool powers. Instead, let's have Frankie run in and waste everyone's time. Isn't that funny, everybody?
You lack
Oda.
patience, young one.
I admit it. I lack patience after fucking decades.
After fucking a mere 37 months.
Okay, I'll wait a little longer. Anyway, so Franosuke is here, and he's
so
being
Frankie's
trailed by
here.
a big man.
Hacha, who was following him from before, big number, smashes a hole in the floor.
Indeed.
And this creates a situation in which Momonosuke, Shinobu, and Yamato can get the fuck out of there. So they have a whole like long, protracted conversation with Frankie as they're flying through the air, which is always funny, and something that is difficult to like put into animation without making it seem ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then, as a final parting gift, Yamato uses her, I don't know what sort of an attack it is, but it's a ranged swipe. Looks like a spike
Zoro
of, like,
can, like,
pure
throw attacks, too.
power. Punches him, Hachi in the jaw, and he falls over. He's dead. That was a big whack.
He's been down before, though, so maybe we might see that man again, but he's down for the count for now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the implication with that is... Because earlier, Hachi was one-shot by Gear 4th Luffy, was it? Was he Gear 4th?
Yeah, I think so.
But he was said to be drunk, and so he was not at his full strength or something. Now he woke up, was sober, and then Frankie led him over here. So this time, he was sober, and the implication is that Yamato's attack right now was heavier than a Kong punch. So that's interesting.
Well, perhaps. I'm prepared to stipulate that she's very strong. Who knows exactly what the comparisons are? But
I mean, at least
Yamato,
as powerful.
I suppose that's fair to say. Yeah. So she's clearly very, very powerful. So good for you, Yamato. And what you saying here? You must survive this, Mr. Odin man. You absolutely have to survive. The person who will guide the world to its dawn is none other than you. There you go. There it is. It just occurred to me, if Yamato is so convinced that she is Odin, why does she not say that I am the shogun? I am the prince. Why is she so, maybe she doesn't believe this as much as she claims to. I don't know. There could be some doubts here. Whatever. Who cares?
Whether she literally believes it or not, I've never had the feeling that she was, like, deluded. She just, like, really likes pretending.
The commenters out there would disagree, Gib. There's a number of people who I think would contest that claim. I am not one of them. You are not Odin. That's it.
She does say that she was there when she saw Odin die, so she knows she's not the same person.
You're not literally him, but maybe the spirit of Odin flowed into her at that moment, and
it's just a lot. She's talking in a metaphor, like when she's saying "I am Odin." That's.
I agree. All
right.
Epic. Okay. Anyway, so we're cutting to my favorite character, Trafalgar D. Wattel Law. Yes. What's he up to, Gib? Tell us about it.
All right. So first off, Law is attacking a guy whose throat is a dog. If you see his head back there. So that's pretty weird. When he eats food, does the dogs immediately spit it out? I don't know.
We just don't know.
We got Law, and he's remembering his favorite character from One Piece, Corazon.
Indeed.
And he's like... Corazine. And your name has a D in it, he says, in his flashback. And a D is very important. And you should try to get the D. And should try to understand it.
I will give you my D, Mr. Child. You are a boy. My favorite. Excellent. Everyone's favorite. The sex scene with Corazon was an odd choice for an entire chapter of One Piece, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, it really added to that backstory.
Agreed.
Okay, so we got a little bit of
Robin here.
Little bit of a flashback with Robin. Talking about
incidentally,
the D.
Gib, before the substance, do you know where they are? Like, where they're having this conversation? Is this, like, early in Wano before we cut to them? Because I noticed she's not wearing, like, the kimono and stuff. And he's wearing something I don't recognize. Like, I was just trying to pin down, like, when this conversation happened. I think, and the building behind them sure looks Wano-esque.
It's definitely
so I'm
Wano.
Thinking this is,
it looks like an old ruin, so it might be back when
they
were in
the
burned remains of Kozuki House.
It was their hideout.
Before Kaido blasted it with his dragon gun.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, so they're just basically stuff we kind of already know. Like, the D is important, and we need to take down the Yonko. And we're looking for the red poneglyphs. And
yeah, I don't really know why this flashback was included.
I think it's just to let us know what Law is up to and what he might end up doing, which is finding... If Kaido has one of the red poneglyphs, Law will be the one to retrieve it, I guess, because he's looking.
Well, I mean, I think it's been explicitly stated at some point that Kaido has one of the red poneglyphs.
Okay.
Or at least I believe that it has. And yeah, I don't want to undersell it too much because, there's a little flashback talking about D stuff. But the point of it is, Law is here in front of a poneglyph. He comments clearly, because this is a black and white manga, this is not a red poneglyph. Thank you for clarifying, Law. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have known otherwise. I need to find the meaning of this destiny. This is Law wank. Who cares? But I am invested in the fact that Law is actively seeking poneglyphs, which is very important to do. So we know what Law is up to right now. Even though his friends could really use his help on the battlefield, and you could do this later, I think. Regardless.
he probably thinks that, he's got that doomer mindset. It's like, there's no way we're going to win, but at least I can get the poneglyph and learn about my destiny.
Perhaps. If so, that'd be fine. But, I mean, this isn't a Big Mom strategy of sneak in, find the poneglyph, and run. If so, I would have been all for it, but this is a kill Kaido kind of thing, which was actually Law's suggestion, might I remind everyone. So, I think Law will show up once they get to the top. He'll teleport his way up there.
Yeah, everyone's fighting, and he'll just go, boop, and he'll be right at the top.
Yep, he's got some advantages for that.
All right.
So anyway, I mean, I'm glad to see him doing that, and I am certainly looking forward, because we know, as we've said many times, Wano has deep poneglyph lore. They were literally made here. The Kozuki clan made the poneglyphs. Void Century shit. Toki Kozuki is from the Void Century. Time traveler. Lots of important stuff going to happen, no doubt. So I'm glad they're touching on it, but surely we'll get back to more later.
Yes, and then we get a little cut over to Captain Kidd and Killer, who presumably their strategy to take down Kaido is to get all the metal in the castle and just whack him with it. Which is
gonna pull a Magneto.
Yeah, sound strategy. I hope they do well.
He's not a very, a discreet guy. He's not a very thoughtful guy. They've just got that brute force mentality. So I will get all the weapons and hit them all on Kaido. Surely one of them will kill him eventually. Which makes sense to me.
Do you think Kid's power will be able to lift that giant sword we saw earlier?
I would love it. I would fucking love it. See, that's exactly the kind of thing that's narrative weight. We saw that as a part of the setting and it's kind of that thing that I love of the fact that Crocodile's sand powers were so uniquely useful and tied to the actual lore and plot of the entire Alabasta arc, creating sandstorms and other than also being specifically useful. Having that just be in the setting, I know it's not plot relevant really, but having him use that giant sword in battle would be so fucking sick. In fact, I think it's too cool to expect. But if it did happen, I would be very excited, and it would be sick. So please do that.
It's the sort of thing where he'd make a gigantic metal hand, and then the metal hand would pull the sword out, and it'd be like,
hey,
here's my big slice, and then he slices.
I would love that.
And everyone pogs. Everyone pogs in chat.
I certainly will. So they're preparing, they're doing what they got to do. And now we're back to the top, Onigashima. We've got a big taking a shit face from Kaido. Ooh, he's trying to squeeze out, but he hasn't had his vegetables, so he's having a tough time. Oh, no, he's actually killing everyone. That's what's happening.
And here's that panel.
The legendary shot. Yeah.
So
Denjiro, right? I've got that name
Denjiro,
correct.
yes. That sword is at least halfway in.
At least. So I don't want to hear no shit about how this is a flesh wound. That's up in there for real.
That's through his liver or something.
It looked something like that through his kidney. I don't know. That's some serious damage. You can't just shrug this off easily. Okay, it is a shonen, so I understand there is kind of HP bar logic going on. So it's not hitting organs. Generally not a thing. Okay, and he looks like he knocked him off, and he's generally okay. But they're dealing some damage, so it's more than nothing.
I do like the fact that that all of this stuff is gonna build up to what at this point it feels like Kaido might actually die.
Yeah,
with all of these different characters, the samurai alone have done this much to him.
Yep. It's kind of a surprisingly large amount that they've actually been able to do. I mean, we've talked about how we expected him to be invincible, and then it's Odin stuff going on. That's all fine. But I mean, it really does seem like they're doing some serious work, even though I don't know. It's hard to know exactly how strong these guys are.
But it's good because if Kaido does die, it will make his death more earned. The fact that he suffered so many wounds, and it's like a war of attrition. He wasn't just beaten by Luffy because Luffy's the main character. It's because everyone did their part. I
definitely like it more this way. I want it to be a huge effort. Luffy one-on-one. presumably still couldn't beat Kaido if they're both at their peak. You know, I mean, this is a fucking Yonko. Luffy is, you know, he's strong, but he's like first commander of a Yonko tier. He's above that, but not by that much, presumably. So yeah, just keep poking at him, boys. And oh no, it's Big Meme. Here she comes.
And everyone's like, "Oh shit, Big Mom's here!" And then she just flies away. She's like, "I don't care. I'm not here for the little baby thing. I'm going up to where Kaido is," which is bad news for the samurai, because
it sure is. It sure is.
They're not going to last much longer if she's also there.
Yeah, it is really interesting. The fact that everyone's headed for the roof to kind of get back to Kaido, where the samurai are fighting. Luffy and the gang as well. I wonder really what... I've been saying for a long time that I think that the purpose of Big Mom being here is so... Because Luffy fought with her before, and much ado was made how he couldn't deflect her attacks. And I think, like, after doing his training arc with his advanced, arm and hockey and stuff, it's so that he can show that he can now deflect her attacks, to show that he has gotten really strong. He is now, like, able at least to stand his ground against these guys. And but like I can't see like a real full-throated like Big Mom deep in the trenches like serious fight where she stays, because like defeating 2 Yonkos, I mean, isn't that asking a bit much for us to believe?
It is.
Or so I don't know. I guess we'll see. I feel like Big Mom will leave and will not stay for the duration of the full battle.
Yeah.
I mean, if she gets up there and she sees like, holy shit, I thought you were invincible. They're actually beating you? Fuck our alliance. I'm out of here. Things like that could theoretically happen.
And she could fly away pretty easily. She grabbed Prospero, and then her ship didn't arrive, as far as I know. Her crew
is
still
trying to make its way back up, I think. Yeah.
So, yeah, she might actually yeet away. And
we'll see.
Be back in the giant arc. What was it called? Elbaf?
Then again, an Elbaf. Yeah, I mean, presumably she'll show up or be at least relevant and narratively in some way for that. But I mean, she is still here to kill Luffy. So even if she doesn't want to be allied with Kaido, you'd think that she would at least kill Luffy first because of all the embarrassment she suffered at his hands. So that's another thing going on here. Okay, moving along. We've got Luffy, as we said, charging up. Sanji and Jinbei are at his back. They're trying to help him preserve his energy, and all of a sudden, Sanji hears some sexy ladies laughing about sexual activities or something.
Yep.
All right, there it is. Let's just jump right into it.
He gets his boner.
With the next chapter.
He gets his boner that points him in the direction, like one of those sticks that they used to find water. You know those things?
Indeed.
What are they called?
Dowsing rod, I believe.
Yes.
Dowsing
his
stick,
dowsing. His own dowsing rod is activated.
Indeed. All right, so we've got chapter 997, Flames, cover art by some dude. Sanji's trying to Zen meditate Buddha's stuff, but he's getting hit by a guy because he's thinking about sexy ladies the whole time. There it is. It's happening. I got a giggle, and now I'm on to the chapter.
Yes.
All right. Sanji, looking cool, wearing a suit, got gloves, looking like classic Sanji, man. He does, in fact, see some sexy things going on through the what do they call it? What do they call them?
The paper wall? I don't know.
Paper walls, whatever. The classic trope. Some sexy things are going on. Some ladies being unclothed. I gotta save her. She's gonna get got. But as he breaks in, come closer, my ass. Haha, no. It was a trap. It was a trap all along. There's a Spider-Man maybe or something, looks like. And hey, the lady, I recognize her. She is the long, sexy snake lady who was teaching kids in the capital in Flower Country a long time ago.
I do not remember that. That's cool.
Oh, I never forget a sexy lady with that flower in her hair. She had everyone was crushing on her back in the day because of her sexy long neck. Specifically, and for no other reason. So yeah, there she is. I guess she is here doing stuff with the gang.
Yeah,
Isn't that
nice?
Nice?
It's a double attack trap. Sanji thought there was sexual harassment going in, and he was going to save her, but instead he got kicked by this guy who has black teeth. I think that was like a fashion thing back in the day in Japan.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah. There was like this thing where like nobles would like blacken their teeth because sugary foods would make your teeth black anyway, and so it became like cool and a symbol of like wealth that you could have sugar and have fucked up teeth. Very strange.
Damn, I never heard of that, but you're absolutely right. I just Googled it. That's the thing they did. What the fuck? All right.
Very ugly looking, but it kind of cool in a way.
Indeed. So Sanji is captured by these ladies, and he wants to break away. But who's that? Why, it's Big Maria, as she's known. Big Maria.
She is so big. That's just...
She's very large.
Just right. It's too big, is the size.
But she's also big pretty, and big sexy lady. All these ladies are hanging around. And they're like, ooh, how do you feel about being captured by us, little boy? And he's like, how do I feel about a broad like you? I love you. Please be my big mom.
He's
girlfriend.
love stuck, like Homestuck.
Same guy. Okay, cut away. Sanji disappeared. Lol. Jinbei and Luffy are off doing stuff. Okay, more joke smiles to be defeated in one panel. What do we got now?
They just keep getting worse. They just keep getting like more like cursed. This woman
One of these guys looks all right, but the lady Mizurka
has no arms. Her arms go into the gorilla's stomach. The gorilla is more in charge than she is, it looks like.
It's true, and like notice how like there's no gorilla legs. She's supporting this whole giant thing on her skinny ass legs. That must be challenging. This seems like a real curse that she has suffered from eating the smile.
And also,
but she's making the best of it.
banana crumbs that is
I hate that. Also, for the record, bananas don't really have crumbs. They're very like squishy. I feel like crumbs is the wrong word. Maybe it's bits. Okay, whatever. Not important. But this guy over here, Poker. Now, there's a name I recognize. That is the name of a card game. He is a rattlesnake man. And while there is this disgusting loop of snake going up around his head, other than that, he seems to be doing all right, having a pretty positive attitude.
Yeah, I mean, he's got no legs, but, you know, whatever.
The snakes work his legs. He's getting by all right. The mermaids do okay. He could maybe do with some, yeah.
It's funny, like, the duality of, like, the rolling the dice. I guess that's kind of, like, part of it. It's like card games, rolling the dice. Games of chance, where like you could be like no arms and a gorilla is like you have to carry a gorilla forever, or the snake is like stepped on, like you are stepping with snake. No step on snake, but like he is stepping with the snake, so he doesn't have any problems. But the snake is constantly being trampled.
These people are headliners, man. Yeah, I mean they're fine with it. I guess they can support the weight, but these people are headliners in the Beast Pirates. Imagine your village is destroyed, you know, the Beast Pirate flag is waving, and like over the hill comes the ship, they're shooting cannons, and they're killing all your friends and family, and then out of the ship, the man in charge, the woman in charge, is Mizurka the gorilla smile, looking like that, and you're like, god damn, this is just embarrassing. I got killed by these people. She doesn't seem like a very good conqueror, but maybe that gorilla's really strong, and I mean, he's got big arms, I guess.
In a different shonen manga, she would be the main villain.
You're right. Anyway, they're just talking about, oh, fuck this gorilla on my back. This is really annoying. In fact, that's the only comment she makes. But Snake Man is like, hey, this Poker. I'll remember that. That's an easy to remember name. Hey, Straw Hat's got a 1.5 billion bounty. I mean, let's capture him, and we'll become a flying six. Hey, let's do it, baby.
But instead of these characters being killed in one panel, they just rendered completely pointless because the guys from Udon just build a ladder, Minecraft their way up to the next floor. They don't even go to the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Well done, guys. Well done. You know, I know that we've like set the stage for like why it's taking Luffy so long to like get there, because he like trying to do his Gum Gum rocket to like get to the top, but was like stopped by a bunch of flying guys. I find it a little bit hard to believe that it would take longer for Luffy to just find a way up doing that stuff, as opposed to doing this circuitous find ladders within the thing shenanigans. But it's a narrative thing. I understand. They're trying to delay Luffy, as they always do. So, okay. If people are being paired off,
they have.
It is what it is.
It's always been a thing with One Piece, with the locations being gigantic, and much bigger than they would need to be as actual structures. So, like, running from one end to a room, running one end of a room to the other might, like, take 2 or 3 minutes just running as fast as you can. It's, like, ridiculous.
Indeed.
But that's just to make it so that all this other stuff can happen while he's running. And
all this is happening pretty fast anyway, so, okay, fair enough. Okay, so boom, inside the dome live floor. What do we got? So Big Mom is now inside. She's headed for the top of the dome. There she goes, while Zoro is watching her, and he's thinking, I gotta get that fucking antibody because this plot line is getting really old, and we need to move on and do other things with our time.
Yeah,
so
he notices something fall from the thing, and we learn later it's the arm of Kiku, and he's, like, really pissed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even realize that. You are correct.
And, yeah, everyone's still, like, frozen ice demon. Yeah, we get it. You know, like, zombies. Like, haha.
Yep.
And then Zoro's like, I've had enough of this plot point. He kills Apu in one slice.
He sliced him.
Sliced him right down the... He's dead. I mean, I keep saying he's dead.
Which, I don't know about you. I am prepared to say that Zoro seems way stronger than, like, Drake, for example. I mean, if he can do this, Drake's just fucking around.
Yeah.
Trying to slice him and dice him. So, I mean, then again, I know it was 2-on-1, so we maybe had an opening or whatever. But there you go.
It's
Zoro.
the sort of thing.
Boy.
Well, I think the point is that Zoro's like realized how serious this is of Kiku's arms being ripped off.
What did you think was the level of seriousness up to this point, Zoro?
It's like
oh Lord.
I'm just fighting, but I'm not going all out. Like every character has their all out phase, and so Zoro's like,
and to be fair,
I gotta speed this up.
And another plot point is they're trying to save their stamina for fighting Kaido. So
yeah,
okay, I understand. Not the end of the world.
So Zoro kills Apu, gets the thing, and gives it to Chopper, who is still
indeed
holding on to his life. And he says, I figured out the composition of this virus. Chopper, the genius doctor, has figured out the solution. The weird thing is, though,
am I wrong? Because he says, I figured it out, like, as he's handed the thing. So,
oh, no, this is, because earlier, when he first was thinking about it, there was a speech bubble where it was like, but how are they getting icy from the inside? The human body couldn't do that unless, and he's just sort of thinking, and he doesn't finish his thought. So he must have been thinking, like, how could this be working?
They did set up that he was using his noodle to think about how to do this. I'm not going to overanalyze the logic of this particular virus or whatever. Yeah. That's fine. It is what it is, yeah.
But his genius, unbelievable conclusion to this pondering is that, guys, fire beats ice. And everyone's like, what? I can't believe it.
Amazing deduction, Professor. And they're like, okay, I guess we'll do that. And Chopper also says, like, hey, I'm going to cure everybody, friend and foe, even during a war. Because that's what heroes do. Yeah,
so Chopper's going to get good boy points.
Indeed.
And, might have something to do with what happens next. You know, after he cures them, maybe some people will be like, hey, you know what? Fuck Kaido. Fuck the Beast Pirates. Could happen.
We'll see. And then, so seeing this, Queen is gonna, fuck you guys. I'm gonna shoot you right now with my gun, you see. But then, his fucking gun gets sliced in half by Zoro from a distance. And Queen's looking like a bit of a punk bitch, getting punked like this by Zoro. He's supposed to be a fucking head boy in charge, but you just got owned by my boy Zoro. So get it together, Queen. Get it together, because Queen looks a little bit scared of fucking this guy.
It's a funny face he's pulling. He's looking.
It's a funny face. I want to see. He is looking, definitely true. But come on, Queen. You're supposed to be a strong guy, so. I want to see a real fight with you, Queen. You deserve and you must get a real fight, because there's only 3 All-Stars, and you're one of them. So, well, this little diversion has been fine. I need to see you go Dino Boy. I need to see that thick, juicy neck. I want to see blood and squishing and tactics and all kinds of crazy shit. Hey, do a Zoro versus Queen fight. Fine. That's fine. Now, if that's the only fight he gets, will I scream and cry and shit that it's not a samurai duel? Yes. Yes, I will. But it'll be better than nothing. So, I don't know. Figure it out, Oda. Do your best. Yeah. Just fight King. Just fucking fight King. King get a sword. That's it. Have a samurai duel.
It's pretty clearly the one, because he's got a sword. But, Zoro yells he's real mad. This is not a laughing matter. There's no video game here. And he yells real big. It happens coincidentally at the same time as what is going to happen next with Kaido making everything fly. I'm wondering whether it is also a bit of Conqueror's Haki, because there's been hints that Zoro has that before.
I mean, Zoro clearly states, that's obviously not me. I really don't think it's necessary to read too much into this. Zoro himself says it is not him. So what more do we need to know about?
True, but I mean, the floor shaking is the earthquake, but I think Zoro has been like unaware of his own haki in the past. Like he doesn't know what it is. He never trained it. He just sort of has it a little bit. So it wouldn't be like too out of character for him to just not like to assume that he doesn't have, you know, he doesn't use haki knowingly, I guess.
Consider the usage of the word obviously, though. I think to read into this that this is Zoro using Conqueror's haki is to completely ignore what Oda is actually telling you is going on in the situation. Zoro said that for a very good reason. So don't be a theory crafting fool. Anyone out there?
Theory crafting. I'm just saying there's a potential that it also happened at the same time.
But we don't even see like the lightning. We don't see any of the visual indicators that you generally see with a haki conquer burst, except that there just is a blast. But we know that that's the island shaking anyway. So I mean, I'm just saying.
All right.
Seems pretty cut and dry to me.
All right, I guess nothing's happening here, but it does sort of, I don't know, I want him to do a Conqueror's haki. It seems like, why mention it if it's not like Zoro might have in the future?
I mean, I think it's a joke, but I honestly think it's a joke at the expense of people like you. Theory crafting idiots.
No.
Who, every time there's a blast on screen, they're like, whoa, it's hockey! First of all, who the fuck cares if it's hockey? Hockey doesn't mean anything. It's pointless. Especially Conqueror's haki. It does nothing except take out fodder. It's just a visual tool to tell us how cool a guy is. You know what else makes a guy cool? When they just do cool things narratively. This is what hockey has done to people's brains.
This was cool. I don't care whether or not it's literally haki. I'm just saying. It's cool that Zoro's angry and cool and angry.
Haki was a mistake, and it should go away. At least Conqueror's haki. Conqueror's haki has addled the minds of the pure, impressionable One Piece reading
Protagonist's haki.
Okay, I've made my feelings clear. There is Kiku's arm on the ground. Yes, very upset. It's not a game. Okay, this is serious shit. And these guys are joking around. And we see Zoro say, I mean, that's if I can fly there, but we got some roots that are tough. And we got King and Queen. So maybe he'll fight King or Queen. I guess we'll find out in the future. We'll see.
Yeah. So there's Marco, the guy who can fly. I guess we'll know what's going to happen next with him. It's like, I wish I could fly. Oh, here's a flying man. Then we cut away to a bunch of people like reacting to the earthquake.
We're just skipping around for a while. Right.
The Law's crew in the submarine, who apparently are just, I guess they're like getaway drivers. They're just waiting for Sir to get away. They obviously are not going to be part of this anymore because Onigashima starts floating.
Yep. I appreciate that smartly, fucking Yamato was taking taking Momonosuke to, like, leave. Don't be here for the battle. There's no need to be here. And was going to, ship him off. But she can't do that anymore because the whole fucking island is flying because it's explicitly clarified in ways that we've basically known before. But dragons can generate flame clouds which enable them to fly, which means right now Kaido himself, using these dragon flame clouds, is lifting the entire fucking island up and lifting it, and he's gonna plop it right the fuck down on Wano, and this is gonna be like the new capital. This is the coolest thing that Kaido has done thus far in the series, and it is excellent, and I am happy to see Kaido showing why his power level is like Yonko level. Like, yes, we've seen him do Dragon Blast, and I appreciate that. But this is like not just big blast, but like world-moving stuff. And it's pretty fucking sick. This does remind me of film Z, I believe it was. No, Strong World. It was Strong World, where what's-his-face, Shiki, had like floaty powers. He could make anything float like effortlessly. Similar kind of situation to that. He had a whole floating continent thing going on. But this is pretty cool. So I mean, we're just totally moving to Wano now. This island is gonna crash into the island probably, unless they manage to stop it like before they get to the shore or whatever. But
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just cool. That's it.
it is very cool. Narratively,
We can see that giant sword that I hope Kid uses
Yeah,
in front of the skull there.
continues
Looks
to
cool.
be depicted. I wonder about like whether it's going to literally flatten the flower capital, because if Kaido's defeated, it's gonna fall. That's the one thing that's
Presumably, yeah.
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 So if it falls anywhere on Wano, that would be devastating. And you know, whether he deliberately makes it fall anywhere will be devastating. I wonder what the point of it flying is if it's not going to destroy something. You know what I mean?
You know, I do. This is actually quite a big deal because I don't know. Well, just on the one hand, there hasn't been much like world stakes. You know, like in Skypiea, Eneru was going to blow up the entire island. In Alabasta, you know, Crocodile had whipped up a war, and I mean he had a nuke at the end too. He was going to like blow up the entire city, kill like millions of people, and so on and so forth. There's always like massive stakes, or generally speaking, there's like an element of a big stake. In Fishman Island, like Noah was going to crash into the island or whatever. I am happy that they're adding something like that to be like a bigger, like world-moving kind of event than just, you know, will the political allegiance of the Straw Hats defeat the political allegiance of the Beast Pirates and the Big Moms and stuff for the sake of blah, blah, blah. Now, like, the people will have something to be afraid of because, yeah, as you were saying, like, I don't know, what if the red poneglyph is in the castle, like the main one, and this is like floating over the, you know, over the capital, the flower capital or whatever, and then they defeat Kaido, and then it drops, and the whole capital is crushed and completely covered. How the fuck are they going to get to that red poneglyph? Now, I'm sure narratively, they're not going to like make it impossible for our characters to like win One Piece and stuff.
Yeah.
But things have really escalated all of a sudden with this, and I am happy to see those stakes just jump up a few notches with some big shit like this. I mean, this place is huge. This is a giant island, relatively speaking, anyway. It's much smaller than Wano, but whatever. Oh, I would love to see some perspective shots to see like how big Wano is compared to Onigashima and stuff. But maybe we'll see that. Then we can make some size comparisons with math. That'd be fun.
Yeah, on the map, it's always looked like a bean with a little dot next to it.
Yeah,
so,
it's looked very huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
So
I mean, I guess that's it for this chapter.
Yeah, that's the end. Let's just get to the real meat. Let's get to the most recent chapter.
Here we are, baby. 998 Ancient Zoans. And hey, speaking of gods, godlike powers, inspired by Japanese mythology, here's our boy Eneru sitting on a cat, listening to music while lazing around. I like it. It's adorable. Oh, he's got his apples that he loves so well. Good for you, Eneru.
And
Glad you're having a good
there's
time.
a mouse with a tuxedo who's not too pleased about this cat.
He's not having this. No. I don't know what he's upset about. Was Eneru supposed to be doing something else right now? Is the cat, you know, avoiding his responsibilities? I just don't know.
Supposed to be building a city on the moon. He's just lazing around with a cat.
I know. He's supposed to be our god king, Eneru. Come on now. This is bullshit. Okay, anyway, so we're back to Floating Island. There it goes. And the people are saying, like, I hope this doesn't fall. That would be very bad. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And here's Marco. Chopper's running around freaking out. And all of a sudden, our boy Marco uses his big old Phoenix Flames on Chopper, who is currently screaming because he's lit on fire by Marco. But luckily,
it doesn't hurt.
It's healing flames. Yep.
And
they actually, Zoro and Brook try to kill Marco when they see him doing this. They don't even ask questions. But luckily Marco is a very speedy boy, so he avoids getting killed.
Yeah, so clearly this is like doctors teaming up, quote unquote, to save everyone. Although it really does put like a bit of a damper on like Chopper being the doctor to save everyone with the thing if Marco just does it to everyone. Like his flame postpones it, and Chopper will make the serum. But it's like, I don't know. It's mostly Marco doing all this, it feels like.
I mean, frankly, Marco's flames are supposed to be able to actually heal. In this case, he's using this thing. Okay, here's what I gotta wonder. He's using the thing called passive flame, which for some reason he has a name for. Okay, anyone who's like gotten the ice thing, because you know he's a fireman, he's putting his flames on them. His flames are not that hot. They are like warm. Okay.
Body temperature.
You know what else is warm? The human body is fairly warm. Probably, you know, about the same, maybe a little bit less than these things. I'm confused as to exactly what's going on here. Because they're talking about, like, we need to use heat to stop the ice. These flames aren't that hot. Okay. Is he using his healing abilities? If he's using healing abilities, then why aren't they just healed? Instead of, like, temporarily reducing of the ice stuff, which they clarified, like, no. This is temporarily suppressing the icy deathness. We still need a cure for the virus, so you still have something to do, Chopper.
Yeah.
This feels a bit arbitrary, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's
How
like...
useful is this power,
I mean...
generally? I don't know.
It is sort of like almost like Marco is too powerful of a doctor. He just wants to give Chopper something to do, something like, I'll give you this one, Chopper, because Chopper still has not made a mark on this arc.
Correct.
And he's had maybe I just feel like obviously
Chopper
Marco
did cure that thing in the one in the jail before, which was like the exact same situation as this.
Exact same situation, and it's also a Queen thing. You know what would be interesting if Chopper is the one who fights Queen?
I mean, I'd love that. Give Chopper a fight. Please do. Please do.
Obviously, he would need a little bit of help because he's not physically as strong as Queen, but like something to do with that because, you know.
Yeah, I would love that.
I
would be very happy with that.
I would really want Chopper to have a moment, and this felt like it could have been a moment, and it sort of still is, but it's also a lot of Marco. So it's not fully a Chopper moment. It's just sort of like a quote. It's just Doctor moment in general.
Okay, we see like the Mink doctors show up too, and they're all gonna work together apparently and do stuff. I don't know. Like I know what Oda's trying to convey here. Like Marco has like temporarily reduced symptoms. Chopper's gonna make the cure. Okay, all right, fine. Good luck, everybody. Keep it up. Although interestingly, we see Apu, who just got sliced the frick open by Zoro like last chapter or something. He seems to be up, but he's all in like black. So he's like silhouetted. I wonder why. Maybe because he's all fucked up? I don't know exactly what they're implying with that.
I think it's just for dramatic thing.
Okay.
Just sort of a dramatic moment, like, oh no, we're trying to make the serum, but we can't do it because Apu's here and he's gonna fight but no, Drake eats him.
That's fine, but Zoro sure fucked him up not too long ago. So when will this man stay down? He's been hit quite a few times already.
Well, he is one of the worst generation.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's true. All right, whatever. Shonen rules. He got hurt, but not that hurt. Okay, that's fine. They're still fighting. But now, okay. So this chapter was called Ancient Zoans. Here we see our first Ancient Zoan.
Wait, before we get over there, Marco says he will give a ride to Zoro Robin and Brook, I think, who he's going to bring to the top. Indeed. I think if he's just going straight up there, he's going to run into King, which might cause like a fight with Zoro. Don't know how exactly where they're going to fight because Zoro can't fly. Yep. But yeah, it might be Zoro, Robin, Brook at the top with Big Mom and Kaido and the samurai, and then Marco fights King for a bit, or at least holds him off.
Ooh, maybe we can get more Big Mom Brook interactions.
That would be great.
That. Maybe they'll get married and be best friends, and it'll be adorable.
It never stops being cool that Brook is older than Big Mom, and he calls her young lady.
I love that every time. It's the classiest shit. Yeah, it's great. I hope we see more of that. Okay, so anyway, obviously our character's going to go do more stuff. Sounds like a plan. But Chopper's staying behind to make the antibody stuff. Luckily, he's got some protectors, namely former Flying Six member D.A. Drake, who is a Allosaurus dragon fruit ancient zoan. There you go. And he's biting Apu. Apu's getting fucked again. A big ol' fucking chomp. Yikes. That's gotta hurt. That's it. Ouch.
Yep.
That must hurt. So they're fighting with him. He's helping them out. Thanks. Thank you. All right. Moving on. We got Jinbei now, hanging with Luffy. They're still trying to work their way up. Oh, there's a funny-ish joke here about Jinbei being like, Sanji probably sensed the presence of a strong enemy and is stopping them on the 3rd floor. And Luffy's like, I see. My observation haki still needs work. When really, he was just being a debauched person.
Yes.
Although there were some strong people there. I mean, I don't know exactly how strong like Black Maria is or anything, but I mean, she's a Flying Six, so presumably something.
Hey, Nate.
Anyway, that's clearly not serious.
Do you think Sanji's women's sense is part of a haki? Do you think that's a haki?
Wow. His observation haki is, like, specialized. No, okay, because we know Sanji can, like, read hearts and stuff. That's definitely intended to be, like, his haki powers. Definitely. You see how haki makes every discussion about One Piece shit? That's...
Yep.
Oh,
it's just like everything is the same.
Because there's no way to know, man. There's no way to know. Just like, I mean, Devil Fruit Awakening is a similar kind of thing. What does it even mean? I mean, okay, whatever. Well, that's a bugbear for another time. So, okay, so Jinbei's doing the thing. One of us must stay on this floor. Luffy, you go ahead. I will stay back. Okay, another separation. Boom. Got it.
I just want to...
Boom, now we're off to Frankie. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Bring attention to the layout of this room. These are all, like, because we find out later it's the cat room.
Yeah.
These are all, like, cat toy,
right.
like, trees, which is funny.
And you can see all the outlines are all very cat-like. And we know that one of the people, I think, called himself, like, former captain of the Black Cat Pirates, or at least everyone was looking like a cat. So
yes,
isn't that exciting? Well, maybe I wonder if these people all have, like, cat devil fruits. If they kind of just, like, act cat-like, they wear, like, cat suits, or if they have, like, smiles or Zoans or what the deal is. Maybe we'll find out. Let's see. Okay, Frankie shooting some dudes. Sasori or whatever his name is runs out here and is like, Sasaki, thank you. No, fuck you, wha-bam! And he's a Triceratops. There it is. He looks like a fish man, like, normally, or maybe he's just a weird human, hard to say. But he's also a Triceratops devil fruit user. So boom, there he is.
Yeah.
He's another one.
Pretty cool. I like the fact that his hat grows with his transformation.
Oh, yeah, which doesn't make logical sense, but...
No, it's made of rubber. It's an elastic hat.
How did that happen, Gib? How did that happen?
The hat took a bite of elastic fruit. So
okay,
slightly
fair enough.
different.
Hey, and I believe this is true, that all the One Piece, all the main Straw Hat crew members are associated with an animal. And if Luffy is monkey, obviously. I believe Zoro is a shark. Robin, I believe, is butterfly. Nami's a cat, etc., etc. If I remember correctly, I believe that Frankie's associated animal is a rhino. And a Triceratops and a rhino are, like, same hat, They're, like, same kind of bro. So this seems like a very thematically appropriate matchup. Horn guy versus horn guy.
Frankie does have a horn right now.
He sure does. A big metallic horn in his robo suit. So, I mean, Sasaki's a big dude, and he's going to give him a big hit. And, by the way, so it's looked like Frankie Sasaki pairing up is happening. It's basically what it seems like.
Yeah.
Great. Please let a real big fight happen. Fantastic. Please do that. But for the record, Sasaki had that moment we mentioned before where, like, he took out his sword a little bit, and it looked weird and interesting. So I think that there will be a payoff at some point for that sword and his kind of fighting style. So I think we're going to see some cool stuff happening with Sasaki. We'll see.
All right, then we cut over back to Sanji, who is...
Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, one last point is just that Sasaki mentioned that, like, did you know dinosaurs are the strongest creatures to have ever lived? He's just sucking his own dick. Fuck you, Sasaki. All right, but anyway, okay. That being said, other things are happening.
Yes, so Sanji is in the capture room, the sneaky room, filled with what looks like snake and, like, I don't know what kind of... all these crazy ladies.
Well, that's the snake teacher lady from before, for sure. That's definitely her, who has, like, the really long neck. The other ladies are all kinds of other stuff.
There seems to be a different sort of snake lady in the background there. Also...
yeah, for sure.
Obviously, Black Maria is revealed to be a Dragon Quest monster with the funny face.
Now, okay. Let's
Spider.
take a moment here. Now, a couple of details I like about this. First of all, so Black Maria is upside down. She is a spider, clearly. And it says right here, spider fruit. It's an ancient Zoan, so another ancient Zoan, model Rosam Miguel Grauvogeli. And just for fun, I looked it up. It is an extinct spider. Isn't that cool? It's got big, thick claws. Now, okay, here's just the one point I wanted to make. I don't think at any point in the history of One Piece we've ever seen a Zoan user manifest in their Zoan transformation a face separate from their own in their devil fruit. I don't think that has ever happened. It's more like if you turn into a spider, like your face becomes their face.
That
but
is
you know,
true.
you know what does have separate faces? Smiles. Now, look, I'm not going to give Oda too much shit for this, but is he kind of blending the logic of like a Smile versus a Zoan Devil Fruit here? Because I don't think this is supposed to be happening with a Zoan Fruit, or at least has never happened before.
True.
Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think... Yeah, it's always been just like your face becomes the thing. There have been like intermediary phases of like you're fully the thing, you're fully a human. This might be halfway, but it is still different.
To be fair,
there's a double face.
Yeah, it is different. And sure, we've never seen this specific thing before for Zoan, I don't think. But, like, maybe this isn't such a stretch, considering all the weird things. Like, I don't think this is going to be a plot point. I frankly don't think it'll be mentioned at all. But, like, you know, considering Marco can, like, turn, like, one of his feet into a talon while the rest of his body is still human. And, like, all the weird things Chopper can do. Like, he's only had one face at a time, ever. But, like, maybe manifesting the face of the animal that you can turn into isn't, like, the weirdest thing possible. But... I don't know. Just felt I would throw that out there for consistency's sake.
Here's something to note. The spider face has 6 eyes, and she has 2, so that makes 8.
Oh!
so it's split between them.
I like that. I also like that snaky... I mean, there looks like there's a bunch of snake ladies here, but, like, there's the long neck teacher lady from before. There's that one who looks a little bit like Sandersonia, with, like, her round head going on the right there. Which is cute, and I've always liked Sandersonia a lot, so it's nice just a reminder of her. That girl on the left, with her long tongue, so maybe she's a snake-like too, but also her 2 big teeth, I wonder if she's a Korozumi, because she actually looks very similar to Orochi's, like, head shape with the 2 giant teeth.
Oh,
I'm probably reading too much into it, but if she turned out to be a very plot-relevant Korozumi, related person, I would think that was pretty neato. Will that happen? I guess we'll just find out.
Yeah.
But more importantly, Black Maria is very attractive, and she's a real cutie, and I like her. And Sanji, now, and so again, we've got Sanji paired up with all the sexy ladies. Well, most of them are fairly sexy. But he, and he says at the end, like, oh, is this heaven? It's well-established fact. Sanji cannot hit a woman. How will Sanji handle this? I've got it. The only way that Sanji can beat these women, he has to fuck them all into submission. It's the only way he can take them out. So Sanji, this is your quest. You've got to use all that virgin rage and channel it into Black Maria's big spider pussy. It's the only way that you can help your team win.
Hang on.
So
is that spider face?
That's going to be staring at him the whole time while he's fucking it.
I mean, it's in the general area of the crotch.
Oh wait! Oh no! Oh! He's gonna have to overcome. Hey, Sanji's had a thing where like even ugly women or like fat or gross or old or whatever, they're all women to him. That big spider mouth pussy is a beautiful woman's big spider mouth pussy, and you need to treat it the same as you would any other big pussy. Sanji.
True that.
So get in there, bro. Get in there. Legitimately, I do wonder. Like, what this is all getting to. I do think, because it's ironclad, Sanji can't hit a woman. He can't do it. They have to find some way for Sanji to either get away or, like, incapacitate these guys. Maybe he'll do what he did with Viola, and he'll just, like, empathize with their struggles and their hardships, and to, like, help them in their situation or whatever. Maybe it'll be something like that.
And they'll be like, oh, Sanji, you're cool, actually. We're not going to kill you.
Yeah.
And then I don't know like
sweet.
what will happen, because Black Maria seems quite chill. She wasn't part of like the violence initially. She might not even really be interested in fighting. But
she doesn't seem like that kind of a dude.
So if there was someone though that you would think would fight Black Maria, a spider, who would it be if not Sanji?
Like if things get switched up after this point or something?
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious choice is please let my bitch Nico Robin have a real fight against a bunch of cool, sneaky ladies. It's just Robin's power's too good. It's too... But then again, look how big Maria is, right? Surely a cool fight could be had between, like, a spider lady who uses, like, tactics and, like, oh, she thinks she'll just snap my neck? No, I trapped her with a spider web. She has to do something else. But aha, that was a clone. You didn't capture me after all. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that could work.
But I think perhaps more likely is maybe we'll get a scene of like, this is a classic with Sanji. Sanji just gets beat up by all of them so much, And they're like, why aren't you fighting back? Like he did this with Khalifa a little bit. Like when he fought Khalifa and she soaped him or whatever and he escaped, or before she soaped him in Eddie's lobby, like there was a moment where like the two were like quote unquote fighting, and like he was stronger and faster, and he did the thing where like they both kick at each other. He does a faster, stronger kick, but stops right before her face, and she's like, why did you stop? And he's like, because I just can't kick a woman. And for her, she was like, I don't care, I'm gonna kill you anyway. But maybe with these guys, it would touch their heart, his manliness, his I don't know, his
chivalrous,
his empathy, his chivalrous attitude. I don't know. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but something presumably, because we're being set up with all these cool ancient Zoans. Something's gonna happen. Okay, next one. On to everyone's favorite member of the Straw Hat crew, Jinbei, up against Who's Who, the Cat Man himself, who is a ancient model Zoan saber-tooth tiger. There it is.
There
big
he
old
is.
saber-tooth.
Big old Garfield.
I love his design. He's looking very sleepy, looking very chill with a big old cigar in his mouth. I love it.
Yeah.
It looks great. I don't know what else to say. And they have a funny conversation here about
I like all the funny
Jinbei's
cat
titles.
people around.
I like that one smarmy looking dude, just to Jinbei's left right there. That's my boy right there. But there's a whole crew of cat people all over the place. Some are clearly smiles. Maybe some are like devil fruits. There's just sexy cat ladies wearing cat ears and whatnot.
They could reenact the Aristocats. Everybody Wants to Be a Cat song.
Ooh, they could definitely do that. Now, I'll tell you what they're going to recreate, or what they're going to do. There's going to be a lot of puns if this is the matchup that it looks like, Jinbei versus all these cats, which, frankly, Jinbei seems like too strong for that, but okay, maybe it'll work out. Lots of jokes about cats eating fish, about cats just batting them around, just ripping their gills off and fucking their scales and all kinds of shit.
Yes, because all cats, they
fuck with fish.
They fuck the fish
Cats
before
eating
they
fish
eat it.
is a known trope, damn it. It's a real thing.
I know eating
think.
fish.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, they've all got a tactical like stat advantage. It's like the three-way battle. Fish, dog, cat. Fish beats dog.
Wait.
I don't know. Dog beats cat, cat beats fish. It's the classic Fire Emblem trope.
Fish beats dog because dog can't swim, and
sure,
the fish will eat
Cats
the
can't
dog.
swim either. Fish will eat the dog. It's a really big fish. It's like a whale when it's fighting the fish.
Yes, but a small
Otherwise,
little like
it's a
Puss in
goldfish.
Boots can kill a whale easily.
Puss in Boots is pretty powerful. Puss in Boots definitely has Conqueror's Hockey. And like level 2 Devil Fruit Awakening at least. That's why he's able to maintain his Zoan form at all times, because his awakened Devil Fruit is so strong. Okay, I'm going to kill myself. Anyway, they I don't know. They say something funny here about like how I'm not. Yeah, go on.
Well, not the joke, but like him being Who's Who. It's like, who is this guy behind the mask? He says he's caught a glimpse of him once. Jinbei,
Right,
that is,
right.
back when he was still a member of the Warlords. So...
Oh, you know what? Huh, I didn't even think of that. The implication there that maybe there's someone notable or that we might even know behind the mask. It's possible. Maybe this Who's Who is actually a mystery thing. I don't really think
that
he meant
there's enough information yet to say with any certainty, but I definitely can't think of anyone it could be.
It's but to be fair though, I mean, I think the way, it's also another plausible reading of this is like Jinbei comes across this guy in cat form, and like we've seen him in human form a bunch of times, but like maybe Jinbei, if he just saw him in his like normal human form and not as the cat, then he would recognize them, even if we're not necessarily supposed to. But I mean, I'd be happy if this is going somewhere and there's like a cool little Jinbei narrative arc going on here. I would love that. Let's give Jinbei more cool stuff and more history. And like, what about like a cool little thing about like when Jinbei was like his own pirate with the Sun Pirates? He like had an altercation with these guys, and now they've got history, and they need to like work it out and fucking have a big fight. That'd be awesome. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although also, Jinbei here says like, I'm not a former warlord of the sea. I'm the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates, and that title is the one with more worth to it. So please use that one, because that's who I am. Because I fucking love Luffy-kun so much. Shut up, Jinbei. Shut up, god damn it. You turn a fucking wheel! That's your life! That's who you are! You turn a fucking wheel, and you are fish food. That's what you are. That's the sum total of your existence. Okay, anyway.
I would say that it's like the helmsman part is not the important thing, but it is in bold for some reason. I guess maybe that's just for, like, speaking emphasis.
I mean, him taking his role as a member of the Straw Hat crew, like whatever it happens to be, and yes, he happens to be the helmsman. Okay, I get it. That's fine. You can be proud of that. It's pretty cool. I like them too.
I'm not a former warlord, captain of the Sun Pirates. I'm a bitch boy, and you'll...
I'm a bitch boy to Luffy-chan, so
Yeah.
I bend over and take his rubber cock gear third regularly.
He just keeps tripping over himself to say, I'm not cool, guys. I'm just not cool.
Damn it, Jinbei. I know it's a tightrope to walk, because this is a character who had a lot of clout, a lot of panache. The first warlord ever mentioned, you know, Arlong's old captain, and all this history with Luffy. And I've had my issues with Jinbei, but you got to walk the line of not putting yourself down too much. It is cool that you were a warlord, but like sentimentally, yes,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
You're a
there's
fucking
nothing
straw
wrong
hat.
with this, but
Okay.
it is fun to make fun of Jinbei.
It sure is, Gib, and I will do so until the end of time. Oh, it's fun. Okay, next one, Ulti and Page 1. We already know them. They got two zones, Pachycephalosaurus and Spinosaurus. Here they come breaking through.
Pachycephalosaurus is one of my favorites. I remember having
yeah?
like a toy of it when I was back when Jurassic Park was a big thing. There was like dinosaur toys that were like action figures you could buy.
Right.
And I had one of these, and it's a headbutt thing. You push its head in, and there was a thing on its back. You click it, and it just shoots out the head like a spring.
Did the head fly off, or was it still attached?
It was still a head. It was still attached. It was just like made to like a really rock hard skull that would headbutt things.
Oh, I love that. That's basically the logic of what she does.
Yeah.
I hope we see more of those. So okay, now luckily, okay, I'm like, oh god, please let Nami and Usopp have a real fight against these guys. And they are saying, we don't see Usopp and Nami here, but we do see them saying, where did those cowards run off to? And Ulti's like, oh, that woman, I'll crack her head in half. So this is good. I really hope they continue that and we get like a real fight against those guys. And it's looking like that is the intent. That's where they seem to be going. So we'll see.
Yeah.
By the way, Gabe, in that panel in the bottom where a character's going key, do you know what's happening there? Because I cannot make out what the implication of that. Like, is that supposed to be like, is Usopp there hiding? Is Nami there or something? Is there a joke going on? I don't know what the hell that means.
Would it be that character that had the cat that was like spying on everyone? I don't know what would Key be implying. Do you know?
I mean, I know that G in Japan is an onomatopoeia for like staring at someone. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. I know what it is. That key is a monkey sound. That is the defeated corpse of that monkey that they had been fighting and was supposed to hold them off. That's what. Okay.
That's his arm, right? Or his hand, like. Oh, is it his face? I can't even tell.
I think that's his face, so that's his mouth pointing up. It's
I think
a little
it might
hard
be
to see.
his hand, like grasping, like about to fall.
Mm-hmm.
You know how someone like hand is up, like oh,
right.
and
The
falls down. That
dramatic
might
thing.
be it.
It could be. Oh, okay. So Usopp and Nami on here, but clearly they beat the monkey. Yes, have a real fight with them. Please, God, let it happen. I'm counting on you. But okay, here we go. We're inside the dome storeroom, and nobody comes here, so they're safe. Says Yamato to Momonosuke. They're hiding out here with Shinobu. But in this storeroom, there is a statue of a dragon. Now, when I saw this, it's clearly a statue of a dragon being punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an odd choice to have a statue of a dragon being punched in the face. But clearly, that wasn't the original version. It was a normal statue, and then someone punched it in the face, turning it into this. And maybe melting it at the same time, because the person who did it was an old friend who came here to kill Kaido in the past, and that man was Porcus the Ace, the old fire boy. There he is, Yamato's old buddy. So there you go. So, I mean, this is interesting on its face, that Ace had actually stormed Onigashima in the past in an attempt to kill Kaido, and clearly didn't succeed, but lived to tell the tale. So I wonder how that went down.
I do wonder, like, is there going to be a flashback about what Ace did on Wano?
I bet there'll be at least a little one.
A little
one.
Like one chapter?
Maybe not even that much. Maybe just like a couple of panels of like, she'll say like, yeah, we told Ace when he visited, like I happened to meet Ace that like, my dad's really fucking up, Wano or whatever. And like he came and he tried to fight Kaido and then he escaped. But then again, maybe they've added this. See, this is the thing. It's possible they're adding this for pure, like, not nostalgia bait, but like, Ace. I remember Ace Like he did things that were meaningful, and that's fine. I don't mind that. But what would make that much better is that if in addition to that, there's also like a plot relevant element of like Ace had come by and he had done XYZ, and because he did that, we're able to do, you know, ABC, and that is cool, and we like that. Even if maybe we get just a flashback, and like maybe there'll be something where like Yamato, when she was a kid, didn't always think that Odin was so cool and she wanted to be like him, but maybe through interacting with Ace, like Ace, just through maybe something he said, or maybe even they had like a longer talk about it or whatever, he like awoke this desire within Yamato to like be Odin and like to fight back against her dad. And it's like Ace who convinced her to, you know, really put up a fight and join the team right now. So I don't know what way they'll go with it, but I like Ace. I don't mind seeing him around. And I hope he does some cool narrative-related stuff in the future. Because other than that, we're at our end. We're at the end of the new chapters.
Damn. It's
what a world.
What a world. What a world of One Piece that we get to enjoy.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's
our next chapter. Oh yeah, go on.
No, it's just it's just good. It's like it's always good, and I like One Piece, and that's all I have to say.
I mean, I agree. And, you know, these chapters, what did I say at the beginning? I said, like, let's think about plot narratively, how much progression we make through here. And, like, was there a ton? No, not really. But there's another thing that's, like, when you're reading, like, 6 chapters the way we did all at once, just like when you're binging any series in general, like, the desire and the need for every panel and everything to, like, be super important and make a huge difference, it all like diminishes a lot when you don't like need this week's chapter to give you the sweet validation. So like at no point, well, there were little things that peeved me like here and there a little bit, which you heard about plenty already, people, so I won't bore you again. But there was more than that. There's just the joy of reading One Piece. It's a lot of fun, and while yes, like I really need real fights to happen, I'm seeing things legitimately look like they're pairing off. So while it can be a little bit trying of your patience, like, oh, please get to it, I really want those fights. You know, I hope they're going to be good. Is Usopp and Nami, they're going to have a cool fight against Ulti in page 1, and is Luffy going to fight Kaido, and what's Marco doing? Where's Big Mom? All that stuff. It feels good. I'm happy to see it. And even the stuff of, like, Sanji with Black Maria, that's the stuff that, like looking back on it, like there's all these characters set up. We don't know who's going to pair up with who. Like, did anyone predict necessarily that like Mr. 2 would fight Sanji and Alabasta? Not really, no. There's just a bunch of characters and anybody could be paired with anybody. But seeing like Sanji paired with Black Maria, and I'm excited to like see that interaction and just see the comedy, you know, maybe like the badass moments that Sanji will probably get. All the badass moments that everybody's going to get. Maybe Chopper will get some cool moments against Queen or something. Maybe I don't know, fucking any of these characters will get great stuff. It is good. We are upping the stakes, and progress is being made, even if it's, you know, we're in the doldrums of, like, Oda has to sort out the logistics of where everybody's going, how they're pairing off, Jinbei fighting the fish, or fighting the cat man, you know, establishing his elemental weakness against cat-type enemies, etc., etc. It's fun. It's fun. And the fact that our next chapter is chapter 999, and the next chapter is chapter 1000. And I'm seeing here at the end of the pages we're reading that they are both expected to come like on Christmas Day, or like chapter 1000 should be available like on Christmas, or maybe like the day after or something soon. So we look forward to chapter 1000 before the year ends. 1,000 chapters of One Piece that we have made it all the way through. What a concept! What a concept! It's quite a landmark.
Yeah, we will hopefully be there to do it that promptly before the year's actually over.
I will try to be available. I think I can make myself available there the day after, because I don't want to sleep on chapter 1000. You know, I want to be on top of that bad boy when it comes out. So let you and me, we'll be in touch when these 2 chapters come out and stuff. And it is fun. You know, you go away from One Piece for a little bit. It's easy. I've been reading most of the chapters up to date, but like reading them back all at once, you soak in the atmosphere, and it's just a positive experience that I continue to recommend to everyone. And, you know, as I always say, now's a good time as any to refresh. I always bitch and moan about the little things in One Piece, but it's my favorite thing ever, and I love what's there. And my complaints of One Piece generally extend to One Piece currently has less of the stuff I loved about One Piece in the past. Please add more of that, which is, a fairly tame complaint in the grand scheme of things. There's still plenty to love.
Yeah.
So anyway,
definitely
that's
agree.
One Piece. It's good. Definitely a good time for all the kids. So you have a good time by going to patreon.com/thepodcastpirates and supporting our little show here that we release every once in a while. We got the Twitter you can follow for updates and stuff, and the Discord links are down below. Very active Discord. Everybody's talking about One Piece. Don't get left out, but join the crew on that Patreon so you get a color and you're not a damn dirty white. You can't abide a white. Never. Not once. All right, we'll see you soon, everybody. More chapters coming soon. Oh, my God. Will there be some gigantic, fucking earth-shattering announcements on chapter 999 or 1000? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. We could cut back to fucking Mari Joie and, see who Eam is anytime, and we find out it's Luffy's mom, a.k.a. Crocodile. Anything could happen. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Just a, brief thing before we go.
Yeah, sure.
They were saying that Act 3 was coming to a close, or it's ramping up.
Oh, right, that thing.
So do you think the act will end on chapter 1000, or halfway through? What do you think? What would be...
That's a good question. This is a great time to think back of that. If you remember, a little refresher, the theory was, and it certainly looked like it was a thing, that the Wano was structured like a... Oh, what do they call it? A kabuki theater play, which has 5 acts specifically. Right. And we are currently in Act 3. I could definitely see... so the question was raised, considering how far we are and things, are we really going to get 5 acts out of this? I definitely think it's possible, especially it'd be even more, reasonable. Luffy getting to the top of the tower, that could easily be either chapter 999 or chapter 1000, and is end of Act 3. And then maybe cut away, Act 4 begins with, Luffy fighting Kaido. And, all the... Act 4 could be the bomb. We talked about, we're setting up all these character matchups. Act 4 could be where we get what we have all been waiting for so long. Straw Hat, one-on-one matches up during a war, stakes, new powers being shown, battle techniques. Oh, God, yes! Please let it happen, Oda. And then maybe Act 5 could either be... when because there's going to be a moment where it looks like Luffy is lost, and the tide is turned, hope is lost. Maybe there's either a flashback or something to Kaido's backstory or something, and then Act 5 could either be the final leg of the battle, or maybe Act 5 could even be the Wano epilogue in general, after they've beaten Kaido, and we're doing the narrative cleanup, finding the poneglyphs. So I think there's plenty of room to stick with that 5-act structure, especially if Act 3 ends, at chapter 1000 when they get to the roof or whatever. So I expect to see it, considering how Oda has clearly set it up that way so far. He's got plenty of runway in my mind. And I don't really know how long Oda's going to keep, Wano going. But, I feel like we've got basically 2 legs left. The fight against Kaido specifically, and then the ending, the cleanup stuff, the deep lore dumps, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I expect to see it, but I don't know. Do you agree?
I think that's probably the 5-act thing. Yeah, Act 4 is going to be a lot of fighting, hopefully, and
I can't wait.
And then, oh no, the rug was pulled out from under us. We're all going to lose, except Act 5 happens, and then they don't exactly lose. It's still up in the air whether or not Kaido will literally die or be defeated in some other way. Yeah. But
big question.
I'm excited.
My money is still on... Oh, yeah, sorry. My money's still on Kaido being defeated but not killed. But as we've talked about many times, there's a lot of issues with that potentially. So I just don't know. I don't know. It's very exciting though, and it's really coming to a head. We've been... When did we start doing the podcast? Probably sometime around 8:30, 8:50, 8:40.
Was it
around there?
Was it during Zoe, I think?
I remember our first page, I think the first edited episode, I remember the Vinsmoke ships on top of those giant snails that they float on top of. That was one of the early episodes, which was early Whole Cake.
We definitely did Whole Cake. I think that was the entirely... We did the entirety of Whole Cake and a little bit of Zoe before that.
I think whatever. It doesn't matter. It was around there sometime. I think it was like we missed like a couple chapters setting up the very beginning of Whole Cake, but you can go back and look anytime, people.
Yeah.
It's been roughly like 160, 170 chapters, I think, that we've been covering so far. So,
Fuck.
I don't know. Good time to look back at us as well. I hope that you've been enjoying the show, and it's been a pretty good time.
Yeah.
And I like doing it, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Same.
One Piece is cool. Excellent. Okay, well, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Don't forget, give us money. Patreon, links down below. Twitter, Discord, etc., etc. Don't be a white, be a colored. They're better. You heard it from me. All right, see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.